All right. Stand up, New York Giant fans. We got a big game tomorrow, and I'm glad everybody's here. One Giant Rebuttal, Thomas Cusack, NC Sports Dog, MH. Andrew Marchese says, sit down. What's going on, Andrew? Brandon Rogers in the house. It's Slurpee in the house. NC Sports Dog, City for Real in the house. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to open up the phones in just a couple of minutes. Let's let a couple people get in here. Jeremy Hansman in the house. Thank you guys for being here. Do me a favor, hit that like. We got a big game tomorrow. The Giants, of course, coming off a horrible loss against the Dallas Cowboys, 35-17. Eli's back against the wall now, going up against one of the best defenses in the sport. Buffalo coming off a nice win against the Jets. They trailed 16-0. They come all the way back and win. And they'll be going up against the Giants this week. Giants got to find a way to win. They lose this game. They drop to 0-2. And the 11% chance of making the playoffs historically if you drop to 0-2. So it's a must-win game. At Tampa's not going to be easy. Tampa looked great on Thursday night. They're going to have 4 extra days to prepare. But we got to worry about that when it gets here. We got to worry about tomorrow's game first. We got to find a way to win it. And then we worry about the rest of our schedule. A must-win game, in my opinion, tomorrow. And I think it's a game we can win. Buffalo, yeah, great defense. But they got a young quarterback there in Josh Allen. They got an inexperienced offensive line. They haven't played together a lot. I think we could get after them. We're going to find out tomorrow, though. They've definitely improved their offense from last year. Got a good young running back, couple of good young targets there in the wide receivers that they brought in, Beasley and Brown. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Andrew Marchese, thank you so much for the super chat. What do I say with the $2? Forget about it. You can forget about it. A $2 super chat from Andrew Marchese says, Andrew Marchese. I'm a paisan. Andrew Marchese, thank you for the super chat, my man. What's going on, Jonathan? Thank you for tuning in the stream. Oliver. But yeah, big game tomorrow night. We're going to open up the phone lines in just a minute. Brandon Rogers in the house. Chuck Sharts in the house. King David. We got a lot of games, but I'm glad the Giants are playing at 1 o'clock. So we get that out of the way, and then we get to enjoy the rest of our Sunday. Hopefully the Giants come up with a win, and hopefully you guys hang out with on the channel tomorrow as I'll be live streaming the game with Bad Dog Sports. So let's open up the phone lines. What's going on, Richard Cardoza? Thank you for tuning into the streams. That's going to be the phone number, 914-481-3540. What's going on, G. Ever? Slurpee in the house. What's going on, my man? Thank you for being here, buddy. And let me close this out. And let me make sure I got the Skype open. Now, I had to re-download the Skype, so go ahead and call in. I don't hear anything yet, so maybe I got to re-download it. Are you guys trying to call in? I might have to re-download the Skype. Let me try calling it. Oh, nope, never mind. And what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's going on? Who's this?
Richard Cardoza, man.
Richard Cardoza. What's going on, my man? Thank you for calling in, buddy.
What's going on? Who's this? So here's what I got, man.
So yeah, I just want to, can you just turn down the volume in the background? There's an echo.
Yeah, of course. Hold on a second. All right, is it good now?
Yeah, it should be good.
All right, so you know the Giants play the Bills, right?
Of course.
You ever worried about, like, Ed Oliver, Tremaine Edmonds, Tre'Davious White on that defensive front?
They got a really good defense. Ed Oliver's a beast. He's a guy that I wanted in this year's draft. He's a guy that I would have considered at 6 overall. So that's a guy I really worried about. I made a video on it today, the 3 keys to the game, and that's one of the guys I worry about. Zeitler versus him is going to be a good matchup.
Definitely. I think as well, I mean, when you look at the Giants' offense, I think Evan Ingram needs to be a big part of this game, though, as well.
100%. Evan Ingram, especially with all the receivers out, Evan Ingram's their best weapon, other than Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, you could. It's hard to throw Sterling Shepard in there too, because you never know like what he's gonna do.
Well, he's not playing.
It just depends on the.
Shepard's out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, Shepard's out. I haven't heard about Latimer. I'm gonna assume he's playing. I haven't heard anything about Latimer. He suffered some kind of leg issue in practice a couple days ago. I haven't heard anything on him. But Shepard's out, and they're going to be starting a bunch of scrubs. T.J. Jones probably going to start. We'll have to see how it works out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Giants defense has got to step up too, because I mean that's going to be a big part as well.
Well, yeah. I mean the best help to a defense is the running game. So they have to establish the running game with Saquon Barkley. Keep that defense fresh. They couldn't do that last week. Well, you know what? They could have done that last week, but they didn't run the football. They only had 11 carries with Saquon Barkley. They have to at least double that this week.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? But
Yeah.
anything else?
No, I think that's it, man.
All right, man. No,
all I
I'm looking
got.
forward to the game tomorrow. Hope to see you on the channel. And thank you for being a great subscriber. Thank you for calling in, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You got it, man. What's going on, Logan DeSauce? Scott, thank you for tuning in. Taylor, I told him. I tried, Taylor. I tried. But go ahead and call in, guys. If the Cubs win 7 more games, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, guys. And the phone number is right above me, 914-481-3540. Giants, Bills. The Mets aren't making the... Probably not, cool guy. Probably not. Thanks, Chris, for calling me a beast. Did I call you a beast, Oliver Parkinson? Looks like the phones are light. Usually you guys are calling in right away. They're usually flooded. What's going on, cool guy? There we go. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on? It's OGR.
OGR in the house. One giant rebuttal. What's going on, my man? How you doing?
So if you not too bad. Obviously, I'm going to the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick another weapon on the offense that needs to step up besides Evan Ingram, who would it be? I mean, because obviously Cody Latimer is probably going to be a game time decision. I'd guess. I haven't heard anything like you said before, but I was just curious on your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So you're obviously excluding Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So you're saying other than Evan Ingram, who would have to step up? I mean, who are you looking at there? You're looking at Fowler. You're looking at T.J. Jones. Let's assume Latimer's out, because I would say Latimer. But if Latimer's not playing, I guess one of those two guys, maybe Rhett Ellison. Maybe they use a 2 tight end set. Maybe Ellison has a couple of big catches. They're gonna have to sprinkle the ball around because there's no huge playmakers in this offense outside of Ingram and Barkley. There's just not.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Benny Fowler's more of a possession guy. I mean, obviously, he had his decent catches at Dallas last week, and then, I mean, Russell Shepard every once in a while hit that deep bomb down the field.
Russell Shepard could be the guy too. Good point.
But let's see if I have any other questions. Oh, where? Well, you know what? It's no secret that we all want to go to the game. Now, I'm trying to pick out seats. Where would you like to sit? If you had anywhere to sit within reason at Giant Stadium, where would you sit? Because I'm at section 143 right now going to the game yesterday, which is roughly probably...
I'm going to be honest with you. I just want to sit with you guys. Obviously you want to sit as close to midfield as you can, but it's more about experiencing the game with you guys, So, I mean, I don't want to be, I don't want $1,000 seats, but... yeah, as long as they're like somewhat reasonable and everybody is okay with the price range. I mean, the closer to midfield, the better. But I'm not too picky.
Yeah, I'm not too picky either. I just want to kind of get a feel for it. I mean, obviously the call-in show probably was the best thing to do that on, but either way.
So you're going to the game tomorrow?
I might as well ask you. But anyways, man, I'll let you get to other callers.
Oh, don't worry. No, you're going to the game tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Where are you sitting?
Section 143, which is basically 10-yard line.
Okay. What do you think about the game tomorrow? You think we're going to win or lose?
Well, in my prediction video today, I predicted Giants 21-17.
You copied me.
Game.
You copied me.
Did I really? That was just off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's the final score I had.
Oh, and one more. I wanted to, because I'm kind of keeping track of how you and Kid Blue are doing on your picks. How did you guys do Tampa and Carolina?
Oh, God, we got crushed. Well, we both lost, but that was one of his locks. Well, it wasn't one of my locks. So I keep closer attention to the locks more so than the picks, because if I was to bet on the games, the locks are the 3 games I recommend. And I'm 2-1 on that. He's now 1-2-1 because he missed on that game. But I'd love to have you on. I'd love to have you on as a guest one time. Maybe all 3 of us do it one time. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. I'm just surprised. What was the line?
6.5.
Panthers plus 8.5.
6.5. Panthers were 6.5 point favorites.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I thought that line was weird to me. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not a huge betting guy, but to give 6.5 at home, I was like, eh.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I underestimated Tampa, and after watching that game, I'm worried about next week because Tampa with Todd Bowles, that defense looks a lot better than in years past, and Bruce Arians supposed to be a good offensive mind. I still don't trust Jameis Winston, but the Bucs could be a lot better than a lot of people think. I think this year.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it didn't look terrible against the 49ers. I mean, that game was relatively close, and then Richard Sherman picked the ball off, and then that was all she wrote. But I mean, they didn't look terrible against the 49ers. I mean, they looked better at the 49ers than we did against the Cowboys, that's for sure.
That's not going to be an easy game next week, especially because they're going to have 4 extra days rest.
Yeah. So it's definitely going to be an interesting game next week.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'll let you get to other callers.
No, man, I always appreciate you calling in, showing my channel so much love and support. And if anybody has not done so, One Giant Rebuttal puts out so much content. He puts out so much work. He's one of the most underrated Giants creators on YouTube. Go on over there and subscribe to his channel. What happened to your green screen, by the way?
What happened to my green screen? Let's just say kids got to the green screen, and the green screen is out of commission until I purchase another one.
Oh, all right. All right, OGR, man. Enjoy the game tomorrow, man. All right. Yeah, enjoy the game tomorrow. And thank you for calling in.
Not a problem, man. Thanks for the plug.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on? Bends the knees.
Bends the knees. If it isn't Mr. Evans, how you been, buddy?
Hey, Mars Boss. What's going on, man? How's everything tonight?
It's going good, man. Just getting ready for the big game tomorrow, and hopefully in the post-game call and show, you're not as upset as you were this week.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely trying to avoid another outburst. I'm hoping maybe the early start and the opponent will dictate a more favorable outcome mañana.
Yeah. Oh, we're speaking Spanish now. I like that. You're mixing it up.
Yeah. But nah, man. So I actually took like 2 Tylenol PMs like an hour ago, so I'm on fumes right now. But I wanted to make it my business. I wanted to make it my business to call in, man, and just say what's up. Listen, not for nothing. As it relates to the Minkah Fitzpatrick situation, man. You know, as I've said a few times in the comment section and in the chat, shout out to sexist racist. We all know this. Yeah, man. Listen, the kid looks good, right? And obviously he can play multiple positions on the back end. And for somebody who's literally only in his second year, you know, his play suggests veteran ability. You know what I mean, with youthful legs and whatnot. So, depending on what the asking price is, as we've all kind of kicked around for the last couple of days, I would definitely be a buyer. I would hate to see somebody like him end up with the Cowboys. I mean, Christ almighty, that would be the worst of both worlds there. Yeah,
you've heard the rumors. The Cowboys seem to be interested. He might not even be traded. We'll have to wait and see. See, if I'm a Miami guy, I'm not looking. You know, if I'm the Miami, I'm not looking to trade him. I mean, you're rebuilding, but that guy's a part of your future. He's a top 10 pick in last year's draft. Tremendously talented player. But the whole thing there is he's asking Miami to trade him. So. And they, City for Real, thank you so much for the super chat. What do I say? Oh, bends the knees for $5, right? City for Real with a $5 super chat, bends the knees. Bro, you got to get some merch.
Somebody find Senor.
That's only for $10 ones. And he says, bro, you got to get some merch, a stand-up shirt, a cannoli hat, or something. If we run the ball as assumed, should we feature Ingram as a top receiver? And I'm working on the merch. I'm hoping to have that out within a couple of weeks, guys. And to answer your question, no doubt about it. Evan Ingram tomorrow, just like last week, has to be the top receiver in this game. I think you'd agree with that, Mr. Benz Denise.
Listen, not for nothing. I would, in fact, because to be quite honest with you, man, I'm not quite sure who the second option would be. I mean, I don't think you're suiting up tomorrow. I don't think Bad Dog is suiting up tomorrow. So
no, they don't. I don't get enough super chats to suit up and take that pounding.
Listen, not for nothing though. You know, I'm quite generous with my Walmart super chats, and if you start adding those up,
you're right. Okay, maybe I can be a slot. Different life. Maybe I can be a slot receiver.
Yeah. but listen, you know, it's funny. I think it was actually in one of Kid Blue's videos he made. Shout out to Kid Blue. I made the comment that the Lions, I think, went winless a few years ago, and obviously the Browns have had some pitiful years. But my goodness, even with those two teams in those particular seasons, I can't remember players asking to be traded so publicly and just everything being, somewhat of a shit show the way it is in Miami. This seems like it's a complete dumpster fire down there.
Look who they've traded away. They traded away Kiko Alonso. They traded away Tunsil, their best offensive lineman. They traded away everybody. They traded away the wide receiver. They're completely retooling that team, and I see what they're doing. I kind of see what they're doing. I kind of don't, because they traded away assets to get Rosen, and now they're trading away all their pieces to get more assets. I guess maybe to reciprocate the picks they lost for Rosen. I know they got a ton in that Tunsil trade. They got 2 first-round picks and a second. So
get to that super chat. Get to that super chat. Do you see it?
No. Maybe my chat's delayed.
Yeah.
Did I miss it? I don't see it yet. No. Who's it from? Oh, from you. Stephen Evans with a $31 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's all you, buddy. But listen, man. Again, hopefully tomorrow, we can show and prove. I'm just looking for some kind of way to have some kind of hope for this season. But listen, we're supposed to be having a decent amount to be able to spend on free agency next year, right? And even about a week ago, when Clowney was available, I was gung ho about maybe taking a flyer on him. Any defensive talent or any talent period, to be quite honest, we have so many holes. I'm willing to take a chance on now to kind of get out in front of the kind of money that we're probably going to spend, hopefully responsibly, next season to plug some of the holes we have, because we have so many glaring needs.
Yes. Right.
We can take whoever we can get on either side of the ball. So, if somebody, becomes made available, we have to be interested, especially when you're looking at a kid like Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Well, Fitzpatrick is perfect because he's young. He's 23.
Yeah. And somebody, I think it could have been you, made the point that he's still on his very manageable rookie deal.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, he's only making, I think, 1.2 this year, 1.9 next year, and like 2.2 the year after.
Yeah.
And with the team option for the following year. So, yeah, you'd have a if we were able to get him. And it's, I'm not giving up a first round pick because we don't know how the Giants are going to do this year. They could finish 4 wins, 5 wins, get a top 3, 4, 5 pick. I don't want to give that up for Minkah Fitzpatrick. So I'd be willing to give up multiple second round picks. I'm not giving up the first. But he would fit perfect because you pair him up with that young secondary we already have with Baker, with Peppers, and everybody else, and you got something formulating there. And he fits the money backer role very well in the James Betcher defense. So he would be a good fit.
Yeah, but you know what? If we did have a lottery pick, right? Top 10, top 5, or whatever, chances are we'd be taking somebody who would hopefully turn into an impact player on the defensive side of the ball. At least with a kid like Fitzpatrick, Fitzpatrick, Jesus Christ. Fitzpatrick, fumes, Tylenol PM, took 3 of them straight to the head. But listen, at least with a guy like him, he's in his second year and he has proven that he is what a top of the draft defensive talent should be, as opposed to us saving that pick, drafting a defensive player, and maybe not having him develop whatever his position would be the way Fitzpatrick has developed. So let me give you a hypothetical.
Let me give you a hypothetical, Mr. Bensden. Let's say we finish with the second pick, because I don't think we're finishing with the first, because the Dolphins, right? And I obviously hope this doesn't happen. This is worst case scenario. But let's say we finish with the second pick. In this year's draft, the second pick is worth a king's ransom, because the quarterbacks that are going to be at the top of it, whether it be Tua, Herbert. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in this year's draft.
Good point.
So the Giants, if they ever finish with the second overall pick, you'd be able to get a fortune, because they're not taking the quarterback. They're looking to trade down there. You're getting a ton. You're getting a king's ransom if you trade down there.
Very good point.
That's why I'm not looking to trade my first round pick this year.
And you know what? That's why I am Bends the Knees, who calls everybody sons of bitches. And that's why you have the platform and you know what the hell is going on. Because honestly, that particular nuance point completely escaped me. So I thank you for snatching me right back to reality, my friend.
No, man, Steven Evans, you're one of my best calls. I always love when you call in. Always love talking to you in the private chats. And I'm glad you subscribed to my channel. You're a great part of my channel.
And listen, one more thing, too. You know, we've got to get Bobby these tickets, because if I hear Bobby ask about these goddamn tickets, I don't even know to what sport he's supposed to be going and see. Is he looking for tickets to the Galaxy Stampeders or Calgary? What's happening there?
No, it's the Giants-Jets game. Yes, he actually calls me at night on Skype at about 5 a.m. every night. We talk for about 20 minutes. He asks me about the tickets. And I keep telling him I'll let him know when we get him. I'll let him know.
Christ almighty. And listen, 2 quick points, right? One, I would love to be invited to be a part of a panel one day, just to get my mug on your YouTube TV one day. You know, should I earn the right? If I'm not just off-putting and annoying enough.
I'm gonna give something away. I'm gonna give something away to you and everybody in the chat. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but it's in the works. Probably maybe in the 3 weeks, a month. I'm gonna have. I don't know if it's gonna be a weekly, a bi-weekly thing where I have subscribers on via video. You have to have Skype, and I have you on via video, and we talk. And rather than a call-in show, it's a video call-in show. So you get a chance to come on the channel.
Gotcha. And listen, last point, and again, thank you for the taking the call, man. I appreciate you. The Moss Boss, obviously, Guzzo Gang, Bends the Knees, all that good shit. Last thing I'll say is you were looking for potential video ideas, content ideas, right? You know, I'm always thinking about
you always give me good ideas. You're actually Steven Evans is the one that came up with the 3 keys, the keys video I did today. He's the one who gave me that idea.
That's right. And it's mainly because I'm awesome. You know, that's just, you know. Okay. But no, I was thinking too, especially if our season continues the way it's going, man, what I would do is like a segment or an upload or maybe a series of uploads called Surveying the Landscape, right? And that could be everything from, you know what, if it's looking like a Shermer and Betcher aren't going to make it through the season or aren't going to make it through the next season, maybe you survey the NFL and the NCAA landscape for coaches who would be a reasonable replacement for such people.
That's a good video. Too, that's a good video.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
And also too, same thing for players as it relates to positions of need on the team. You know, as we all do.
Well, last year in the offseason, I know you weren't a subscriber at that point, but last year when the season ended, I did a draft profile video on pretty much every first-round prospect. I plan to do the same thing this year. So I plan to do any potential guy that they could draft in the first round. I plan to do an individual video, 5, 6, 7-minute profile video on each player.
Got you. And also, too, man, and I promise I'll let you go now, but remember, if you can, if you're able to, if you're not just too beaten down by the Giants' ineptitude tomorrow, try to give us just a situational running commentary on what our rookies are doing, you know, throughout the game or what they're not doing, so we can kind of, you know, keep track of them.
I'll make it a point to try to do that for you guys.
Got you. I appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna keep supporting. Do your thing.
All right, Mr. Evans. Thank you for the call, buddy. Always love talking to you.
Later, bro.
Great subscriber. Great subscriber. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Stand up, the entertainer.
What is John Letourneau? What is going on, my man?
Chilling, buddy. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Just getting ready for a big Sunday matchup, Giants-Bills. I know you got the Sunday night primetime game. You must be pumped up for that.
Yeah, I want to go down there and beat Atlanta. We haven't beat them there the last few times we were down there, though. I'm hoping that we turn it around and just so it makes you guys miserable so you can keep talking crap about my Eagles.
I'm saying,
you and Bad Dog have been shitting on my Eagles, and you've been just because you had the Cowboys winning the division. I think you're doing it because I think
no.
I'm not
trolling you.
The Eagles can steal the NFC East.
I'm not trolling you. I honestly think the Cowboys are the best team in the division, and I don't like either team. I honestly think the Cowboys are the best team in the division. But you guys, you guys have a good team.
I got a bone to pick with you with your Giants, right?
Go ahead.
You think you said that Eli Manning gives you the best chance to win, right? Correct.
Right now, yes. Week 2, yes.
Okay. Well, my thing is, Let that guy go gracefully into the sunset. You guys are putting, and no offense to you guys, no offense to you per se, but you Giant fans want him to go out there because I know you signed him for this year and you expect to use him and all that. I get all that. But you Giant fans are putting a lot of pressure on the man that he doesn't need. These guys are
listen, John.
You guys stink this year. And why don't you let Daniel Jones come in there and do his thing?
Well, John, listen.
I know you. Go ahead.
I've been outspoken and said that I would not have brought Eli Manning back. If I knew I was drafting Daniel Jones at a quarterback, I would have saved that $16-17 million and I would have taken the $6 million dead cap hit and used that money to help Daniel Jones. But now that he's back, I can't bench him after 1 week, a week in which he played well against a really good defense. It's just
that's not what I mean.
And I think the reason we brought Eli back was so Daniel Jones could be prepared for when he comes in. He learns on the bench from Eli Manning, and there's no reason to rush Daniel Jones. I get it. Like, people want him to come in, so the more games he gets, I guess, the better. But the way I look at it is, if he plays in 8 games or 12 games, what's the difference? I mean,
it's the same thing with Eli. If he plays in 8 to 10 games and you ain't going nowhere, what's the difference?
Well, that's the thing. Once we've established that we're going nowhere, I have no problem starting Daniel Jones. But I don't believe in waving the white flag after 1 week. I just don't.
It's not waving the white flag. It's protecting the guy that won you 2 championships. He deserves not to be.
He's gonna take the blame.
Drama.
He's gonna take the blame, and you and I both know that. No matter what happens, Giants fans. I'm not saying all Giants fans. There's a lot of Giants fans that back him up, but a lot of Giants fans are gonna blame Eli Manning no matter what happens.
Really, that's sad.
He's in a bad situation tomorrow. I'll tell you that, because you're going up against a great defense. The best pass defense in football. He's missing his 2 best wide receivers, and it doesn't matter. Giants fans are not going to care. If he goes out there and throws for 180 yards against a team that averaged giving up 170 yards to quarterbacks last year without his 2 best weapons, and the Giants lose the game, he's going to get ridiculed. And right. I feel bad for Eli Manning. This is exactly why as much as I love Eli Manning and I want him to go out on a great note, I, in my heart, didn't want him to come back because I knew this was going to happen.
Right. That's the only reason why I said why he subjugated him to all the drama and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not him. He played lights out. It's just that your defense couldn't hold nothing. Because you could have easily won that game if Pat Shurmur knew how to do the definition of run in the playbook.
Pat Shurmur, the defense is the reason we lost that game. Eli Manning had nothing to do with it.
Right, exactly. That's my point. But one other thing I was thinking about real quick. Damn, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. I lost my train of thought, Chris.
That's all right,
anyway,
John.
I love you, man.
We all lose our train of thought from time to time.
Yeah, it must have been something. I forgot it, but I'll probably say it in the chat. But you're the man, and go Eagles. Oh yeah, I was messing with Bad Dog today. I was like, and you know what Bad Dog suggested to me? Because you know how I always try to get him to come to the Eagles and sort of become the Eagles fan and all that. He said, "Why don't you become a Giants fan?" I said, "No, I'm sorry, man. I can't do that."
couple
you gotta show the chest hair if the Giants lose on Sunday. You got to do it live. Live stream won't do that, brother.
John,
and don't forget Johnny.
Yes, I got to bring out John. Well, let them win a game first. Then I'll bring out Johnny.
All right, man. You're the man, the entertainer, and I love your channel. Everybody support this guy, man. He's a Giants fan. The Giants stink. That's why we need to support him. He's the man. Him and Bad Dog deserve it, man, because they do great content, even though you're a Giants fan. And fly, Eagles, fly, my friend.
All right, John. Thank you for the call, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. All right.
Great supporter of my channel. He's an Eagles fan, but what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Chris, it's L.A. Lou.
L.A. Lou, another great subscriber of mine. L.A. Lou, how you doing, my man?
Doing okay. Starting to wind down on the day. Watching UCLA get their heads handed to them. So, hey, your Mets took out my Dodgers today, 3-0.
Yeah, it was a must. They're still 3 games out, 14 to play. But if they lost that game, the season's over. So, at least they're staying a little bit in the hunt. They got 14 games left. They probably got to win 11 of them to have a chance. But the schedule gets favorable after you guys. So we got to win tomorrow, and then we got a pretty favorable schedule down the stretch.
Yeah. Well, what was good for us is that Hyun-Jin Ryu got back on track, and he had a pitching duel with DeGrom today. So that's good for us.
Yeah, I knew.
We lost it in the last inning.
He was struggling recently. Ryu or Ryu?
Ryu.
Yeah, because he was the Cy Young, or gonna be the Cy Young, and then he kind of hit a bad skid there.
Yeah, he had a 3-game stretch there where his mechanics were off.
Yeah.
And he needed a rest. That's another thing. He skipped the start and had a couple bullpen sessions, so he got back on track, which is good. You kind of need that. We had the pitching, and we had the pitching to cover it. So
Yeah.
Hey, what time is the Giants game your time tomorrow?
1:00 Eastern, early game.
Oh, it's an early game, huh?
Yeah, 10 a.m. your
Yeah.
time.
See, because the game's not on TV over here, so I was gonna watch it. I got the Cowboys and the Redskins, so I was gonna be on there with Josh and Sean on Sports Fury. Right, and I was hoping that you guys are going to be at 1:00, so I could be on with you guys while I was watching the Ram game. But,
no, don't worry about it, man. Do what you got to do. Yeah.
Another time. I mean, I'm probably going to have to pull up the second laptop.
Yeah, I mean, you could always. I mean, if the other game's not good, you always pop in ours. Whatever, go back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm really looking forward to the game tomorrow. Hopefully,
remember that Tampa Bay game I told you about?
Which Tampa Bay game?
Remember I told you that Tampa Bay was going to be a tough test for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, well, and it came to me later. Remember, I think I mentioned it in my message to you that if anybody knows Betcher, it's going to be his former boss. Arians.
Yep, and that's something that we got to worry about. I'm going to make a video on that actually next week. I'm going to make a video specifically on that. Arians and Betcher, obviously, they're familiar with one another. So that'll be an interesting storyline when those two teams play each other next week.
Yeah, and I hate to say it because I know I've always been a sympathetic voice to the Giants, but man, if I had to go between Betcher and Arians, I give the nod to Arians because that guy wins wherever he goes.
Arians is a brilliant offensive mind. There's no doubt about it.
He's a motivator too.
Yeah, he's a great coach. I thought it was a great hire by the Bucs, and I'll tell you, the Bucs surprised me. I didn't think the Bucs were going to be good this year. I don't know if they're going to be good yet. I got to see more, but they look good against Carolina, and they look good week 1. They narrowly lost to a good 49er team.
If I had to guess, I would say that I think Tampa Bay is going to be like an 8-8, 9-7 team, maybe a borderline wild card team.
I agree.
I mean, because we're in a tough conference, with the Falcons and the Panthers. Even though they played a good game against the Panthers, it's just still a tough conference. But I think they're going in the right direction with all that young talent. They're going in the right direction. So.
Oh, they're in good shape. Yeah, the Bucs are in really good shape, and Arians is going to get that team turned around. You saw what he did in Arizona. There, they were one of the best teams in football there for about 2 years. He's going to get that team turned around. He is. Might take a couple more years. Winston might not be the quarterback. They might go and draft the quarterback. We'll see. I still don't trust Winston, but we'll see.
You know what? Yeah, but you know what? He may save Winston from being a bust because if anybody can turn him around, he can.
You're absolutely right.
There aren't too many people who could. But if somebody could, it's Arians.
Winston's got the talent.
He has a good feel, a good touch with quarterbacks. So, and that is unless Winston gets all stupid all of a sudden, stops listening to him.
That's what you got to worry about. He's certainly got the talent. He was number 1 overall pick for a reason. He was great at Florida State. So he's got the talent, and we saw it his sophomore year. If I remember correctly, he was pretty good. But he's kind of – this is a put up or shut up year for Winston because I think it's his contract year. He's got to have a big year this year.
The guy I'm worried about, and normally I wouldn't worry about him because he's not on my team, but, when you're talking about a young talent, I mean, Cam Newton at 6'6", with all that talent, there's always something that's off. Either he's injured or his mind isn't right. And right now, I think it's a little of both. I think when he gets injured, his mind just doesn't quite work right. He's got North Turner there, so maybe what they need to do is maybe they need to shut him down and just get him, healthy. Because Cam could be a tragedy. He could be one of those guys who you always wonder what he could have been. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but I think you have to, if you're going to stick with him, I think you need to shut him down and get him healthy. So maybe I don't know. I don't even know who their backup is over there in Carolina.
Will Greer. They drafted him in the 3rd
round.
round.
The kid. The kid.
They drafted him in the 3rd round. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
backup.
All
Look,
right.
Cam Newton does not look like the Cam of old. That's for sure. He looked disappointing there on Thursday night.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
What's your agenda tomorrow? Because I know you're going to be on there with Bad Dog. What about that? You got the early game. What about you guys
I'm
gonna do the 5
probably
o'clock
gonna
game?
do a quick call-in show after, like an hour and a half, a post-game call-in show after the game. Well, first I'm gonna have my game recap. I'm gonna make a quick video after the game. Then I'll do a call-in
Right.
show after. I gotta talk to Bad Dog again. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make the Sunday night game because I have prior plans that I forgot about. But either way, I'll make it up to him. We'll do another game another time. But yeah, I'm gonna have a call-in show after the Giant game, recapping the Giants game, obviously, and a show and a video.
Well, for crying out loud, not that I'm trying to get you off the air, but take some time off. You're working too damn hard.
Trust me, next week
You know what
I'm going to take it a little slower. I'm just trying to put in a lot of work, trying to grow my channel. It's an opportunity during NFL season.
Yeah, I mean, next week my Rams play at 5 o'clock on a Sunday. That's always tough for me because my work week starts on Sunday night at 11 o'clock. So I've got to figure out my sleep schedule so I get plenty of sleep before they play, so that I can go straight from the game to the shower to work. You know what I mean? Without having to, get any sleep beforehand.
Right.
But that's what you do when your team my team, the Rams are going to be playing on 5 o'clock a lot this year. Holy smokes!
Well, yeah. Well, that makes sense. They went to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know something? You know how we were talking about how your Giants were without drama this year, which was a good thing.
Right.
My Rams for the last 2 years, they've been without drama, and all of their contract negotiations have been off the radar. I mean, you haven't heard anything about it until it happened. They extended Woods, they extended Cook, they extended Gurley, then they extended
Goff.
Aaron Donald finally, and now they've extended
Jared Goff.
Goff, and they extended Tyler Higbee. They're doing all, and none of it was on the radar.
And you got the best. You got one of the best head coaches in football on top of that. And I think a lot of people were down on the Rams this year. I didn't understand it. I still think you guys are great. And I think you guys are going to win the West. And I think you're a contender to win the Super Bowl this year.
Well, it's that whole thing about that whole what is it? They call it the Super Bowl jet lag, right? It's dumb. That's something that somebody made up, and they say you have to buy into it. Why? It's that whole thing about when you have a top 5 pick in the draft, you do not take a running back. You do not take a running back.
Right. Well, the Giants did. The Giants did, and hopefully Saquon Barkley works out for him. But I got 4 people trying to call in Lou. I'm just trying to get as many people as I can. I just want to say thank you so much for being such a great subscriber, man. And thank you for the call.
Hey, no problem, buddy. Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
You got it, man. Thank you again for the call, buddy.
All right.
All right. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Rudy the Gamer.
Rudy the Gamer in the house. What's going on, Rudy? Big Giants fan in the house. How you been, buddy?
Good, bud. How about yourself, man?
Just getting ready for this game tomorrow, man. We gotta get a W. Gotta get a W.
Bro, that's what I was on. I was on Bad Dog's channel right before one of yours at 10. Well, he's doing his live on Sooners. And, that's what we were going at back and forth, man. Look, man, the spread is Bills 2.5. And, come on, man. Run the football, dude. Just please run the football. If Saquon Barkley can run and find those holes on a top 10 defense like the Cowboys on only 11 carries, just imagine what he can do with 20, man. On another, of course, the Bills have a top 10 defense when it comes to pass defense, yes, but
top
dude,
1. They were the best last year.
Yeah, man. If we can, dude, just run the ball, man. I'm stressed the fuck out, man. Sorry, I don't mean to curse him.
No, it's common sense. You have the best running back in football. You've got an improved offensive line. It's common sense. It's not rocket science. Run the football behind this improved offensive line with your best player. You only ran the ball 11 times last week. You got to double that. You got to get at least 22 carries this game.
At least, man.
For Saquon Barkley, because you have to keep that defense fresh. It's common sense.
Dude, I'm over here with a cup of coffee and a piece of Junior's cheesecake, man. Uh, it's that stressful for me, man. I don't eat sweets late at night, man. But yeah, man, I just finished. I'm about to put up my last video up, and
I'll definitely check it. Yeah, I've been so busy on my channel. I'll definitely check it out. What are you gonna make a video on?
This video, the three videos I made, of course, is on the NFLPA wants to look into, the Sterling Shepard concussion protocol,
right?
Trying to find out, how, if he had it during a game, why did he still come in and play, or, they want to look into it. To me, that's called more of an investigation, because in reality, our team has never been known to ever do something illegal like that, man. I mean, the Giants
I don't think
are
it was
a
intentional.
prestige franchise. I think if he did come out with the concussion at some point in time in the game, I think he was just trying to play it off because he wanted to get out there, man.
Oh, that's what happened. I mean, from what I read, nobody saw it. I think it happened in the late third quarter. He got a concussion, but everybody missed it. They didn't see it. He just got up and kept playing. I don't think anything was intentional. I don't think the Giants tried to do anything
of course not.
illegal. Actually, I was shocked. There's a crazy number. Since 2017, there's been 1,200 cases of a concussion, which is insane to me.
Yep.
And only 3 have been reviewed like this one's being, and none last year. All 3 were in 2017, which is crazy.
Yeah, I saw that. You were right. Yeah, it was like 1,200, but this is the third case, like you said. But I don't know. That was weird to see that come up on the news when I got it on my phone. I was like, what the heck? I decided to make a video of that. Just finally got the software on my stuff so I could start making the videos. So I'm trying to work that out, doing that now, these last 4 videos. The last video I'm putting up now as I'm talking to you is just NFL matchups, the spreads, and picks. You know what I mean? Who I think is going to win.
Good stuff, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, I'm trying, brother. I'm trying, man. I want to try to be like the Moss Boss over here one day with 10,000 subscribers,
I appreciate that, man. Hey, man, I only started 15, 16 months ago. Just keep putting in the work. You'll grow. Just keep putting in the work.
Yeah, brother. So 21-17 is what you got, man. I got more of a 2014, 20-17 Giants winning.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a game that we could easily. It's a coin flip game. It's a coin flip game. The Bills are they're a good football team. I said at the beginning of the year, my 2 sleepers, my sleeper in the AFC was the Bills. My sleeper in the NFC was the Packers before the year started. Now the Bills didn't look great week 1. They didn't. They fell down 16-0 against the Jets, 4 turnovers, but they showed great resiliency to get back in that football game. Now I don't know if that's so much a compliment to the Bills or a knock on the Jets for giving that lead up, but you got to give them some credit for that. And this is not going to be an easy game.
No, for sure.
It's not. It will not be an easy game. They're going to make us a one-dimensional team, especially with our wide receivers out. Barkley's going to have to run. He's going to have to run against the 7- and 8-man front all game. It's not going to be easy.
No, it's not, man.
But we can win. We definitely can win. We definitely can win. We got to get after the quarterback.
Yeah, we do, man. And that's one of the videos I put up too. That front 7, man. We got to figure out and get some pressure on the offense, man. And because, oh my God, I mean, since really, if you look at it, since OC and them during that era, man, I mean, our pass rush defense has been horrendous, man. And last week we didn't even tickle the guy, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't even tickle the guy last week. We didn't even touch him.
Now, let's be fair. The Bills' offensive line is not the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys' offensive line is probably the best in the sport. Bills, they're at best average. They're probably below average because these guys have never played with each other before. So I think we're going to have opportunities to get after Josh Allen. And if we do, he definitely is prone to making mistakes. And that's going to be the key in this game. They're going to have to create some turnovers. And I think they're going to have opportunities. We'll see.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we'll see, man. It's going to be if that secondary plays a little bit more better this week. I mean, it's going to be a sluggish, low-scoring affair, and we'll see what happens there. But I mean, at least none of our injuries are due to mono and stuff, so we should be all right, man.
Yeah, no monos. With no Sam Darnold monos. But anything else, buddy, before I let you go?
It's good talking to you, man.
No, it was great talking to you, man.
A lot of phone calls, man.
Yeah, keep up the work on your channel, buddy. Keep up the great work.
Brother.
All right, thank you for the call.
Take it easy.
That was Rudy the Gamer. Just started his Giants content. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, Giant Stadium, stand the fuck up. Let's go. Let's get this dub tomorrow, Chris. Everybody's walking around pouting, baby. Stand up. Let's go, baby.
You ready to get a win tomorrow? You ready to get a win tomorrow?
Hell yeah, I'm ready to get a win tomorrow, bro. I don't care what the doubters say, man. We got to play football, Chris.
We could do
That's
it.
what we got to do.
We could definitely win this game. There's no doubt in my mind we could win this game. I just don't want to take this team lightly. I think a lot of people just see Bills and they're like, we should definitely beat this. This is not a bad football team, but we can definitely beat this team. No doubt in my mind. We could win this game.
Yeah, and as long as Sherman doesn't act like a total bozo on the sidelines calling plays, man, we definitely got a chance to win. Feed the ball to 26. Give the damn ball to 26, and let's open things up for the play action, man. It's not rocket science, dude. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Now, the defense, that's a totally different story.
Oh.
Chris, whatever happened to the days of getting to the quarterback, bro?
It's been a
while.
while.
We got to get back to 4-3. Let's get back to 4-3,
You
man.
want the 4-3. I get the 4-3. I like the 4-3 better myself. I still got to be fair and let it play out because they don't have the personnel yet. But I like the 4-3 better for the simple reason that you don't leave yourself out to dry. You try to get your pressure from your 4 guys up front. The 3-4 requires a blitz. So if you don't get there with the blitz, you get torn to shreds. It's a high risk, high reward defense. So I'm with you. I prefer the 4-3, but we run the 3-4. We got to hope it works out. But this defense it left a lot to be desired week 1. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, think about it. Who the hell's going to get to this guy tomorrow, man? So, I mean, let's hope that one of these young puppies could get to him, dude. I really hope that that's the case, but I don't know, man. I really think we got to get back to the 4-3. We got to get back to that mentality where it's just about getting to the quarterback, have 6-7 guys, you know what I'm saying? Like we used to have. I mean, now I don't know. The whole culture, you know what I'm saying? It's like our whole identity's even changed, Chris. I remember, you know, we used to have that rep like shit. New York Giants, the defense, quarterbacks used to be shitting in their pants, and now it's like oh, New York Giants, here we go, fucking fantasy football, you know, start the whole team. The whole 9 yards. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's a total embarrassment, really.
The Giants' defense, since 2016. 2016, we had a good defense. But since that, the last 2 years and now this year so far has been awful. The second half last season, we got a little bit better. First half last season, we had 9 sacks in our first 8 games. And we haven't been able to get after the quarterback. And I think part of that has to do with the fact, I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't care if we're running the 4-3, the 3-4, any numbers. If you don't have the talent, you're not getting after the quarterback. And right now, the New York Giants don't have the talent on defense. They're young. They're underdeveloped. And I would have taken Josh Allen. I've been on record of saying that. I hope Daniel Jones works out. I think he could. But I wanted to pay heavy attention to the pass rush early in last year's draft because that's such a vital importance for this team. It has been forever, you know, since we lost, you know, Michael Strahan, Justin Tuckos, Umanor, and those guys.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need players of that type of caliber. And like as far as Josh Allen, I wanted him too, Chris. But let's be honest. If we would have drafted him, would have changed the defense?
Not yet.
Come
no,
on.
not yet. Not this year.
So.
Not this year. But I want them to pay.
In the same position. You know
I
what
want
I'm
them to
saying?
pay more attention though to the defense. In this year's draft, they got to go defense. First pick, they have to go defense.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Well, yo, Chris, I know you got some other Giants fans that want to get up and talk, so I'm going to let you go, brother. Have a good night. Stand the F up, Giants fans. Let's get this dub tomorrow, bro.
All right, my man. Thank you so much for the call. I do appreciate it. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
No doubt, brother. Peace.
All right, my man. Next caller, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Stand up. This is Guillermo, man. What's good,
Guillermo, you held that longer than I do. That was impressive.
I did, man. I was just happy that Rajah Davis, the anti-Edwin Diaz, came in a clutch tonight, man, for a game that we needed so badly.
Oh, that was a must-win for the Mets tonight. They had to get that win tonight.
They had to, bro, man. But here's what I got to say for all you kids who are under 20, 21, or whatever, in high school, about to go to college, man. Look, make sure you get a girlfriend. Don't matter how ugly she is or whatever. Some of the ugliest ones now, when you're young, turn out to be really hot later on. So keep that in mind. But kiss them, you know, do whatever you need to do to get some mono, man. I'm employing all you guys. Get mono, man. Look, this is the most depressing. look, even if you have a grandmother and she doesn't have herpes or something like that, just go to her, go to a bathroom and eat dinner off the toilet. Just once. Get mono, man. Please, I'm begging you, kids, man. You gotta be effing kidding me, man. You gotta be effing.
Well, you didn't hear how it happened. You don't know how he got mono.
How did he get mono? You went to the club with Le'Veon Bell and got his
No. The Patriots. Everybody was shocked that they traded Demaryius Thomas to you guys in the division. But the reason they did it,
I heard that
he had mono and he gave it to Darnold, so the Patriots got you guys again.
Wait, hold on. Wait, Demaryius Thomas legitimately had mono?
No, I'm kidding with you.
Oh, thank God. No, because I heard that, but I was like, wait, whoa, was that actually verified? But dude, this has to be. I'll get to the Giants, man. Look, I think you guys can win because you guys have a few things that are different from the Jets. Now, one thing I will tell you guys, I would look into getting Minkah Fitzpatrick because I watched that Giants game. 2 touchdowns last game. We're literally thrown. I'm assuming you guys are running something of like a cover 2, or at least with 2 safeties high, and they threw it right in the middle. So I think it was Witten and I can't remember who it was, but they literally just ran like a route through the middle of your safeties. And I'm like, dude, how the F can that happen when you have 2 safeties high? So I don't know what the hell that was, man. But if you guys can get a DB like Minkah Fitzpatrick, give him a freaking second this year and a second next year. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna spend it on defense anyway. I would look into doing that because you guys need safety help badly. Now, one thing I say about you Giants that is gonna help you guys win, you guys got an O-line.
Yes, the O-line's much improved. And I just want to get the super chat real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off, and we'll get back to it.
Go ahead.
Slob on my broccoli, Rob. Thank you so much for the super chat. What do I say with $2 super chats again? Now I say, forget about it. Thank you very much, Slob on my broccoli, Rob. He says Saquon Barkley over under 3.5 carries tomorrow. It might be under, knowing Pat Shermer. Slob on my broccoli, Rob, but it better be way over that. Thank you for the super chat. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, buddy.
No. Go. I mean, I would say this, man. One thing, you have to have an O-line to throw because Sam Darnold on a few throws, he just couldn't really set up anything just because he was getting bad at the line, man. And I would say, look, the Bills have a ridiculously good defense. I think that, like I said, I like Josh Allen. But if you guys could get pressure on the edge with your D-line and maybe one more back and keep as many DBs to stop their speed, to literally cut off anything up top, and he likes going through the middle. He has, if you watch last game, he had guys like Cole Beasley. He had John Brown was mostly on the outside. They also had guys like Singletary running on the outside. If you guys can literally get on the guards and the tackles and stop them from any of those long kind of runs where he's basically running between a tackle and a guard, and you can stop Singletary that way, man, you guys have a chance of success, man. The Bills are decent, but the Jets should have won that game last game. And I think the Giants would say Saquon Barkley. I don't know who your other back is.
Wayne Gallman.
But if you guys haven't – who is it?
Wayne Gallman.
I don't know.
Yeah, they drafted him in like the 4th round a couple of years ago.
If he's a scat – I don't know. Is he a scat back? Like he's a guy who could catch?
Paul Perkins is more like the scat back. He's more like the scat back.
Yeah, I would have a game plan where literally I would just abuse him on short yardage, have guys chip off the line to help with the blocking, and then literally just have them in space. I feel like the Bills, they couldn't really touch us necessarily in space, and I think that we don't have the guys to really take guys over the top. I mean, Robbie Anderson, but he gave up on some routes last weekend, and even the one in the end zone, he didn't really go for it. He could have jumped high and got the high point. He really didn't do that, but. If you guys can do that, I mean, look, they're not the Cowboys, so I think you guys have a better chance. But the Giants do have a legit chance. I mean, your O-line and I mean, I like Ingram, Barkley. You guys are legit solid. But yeah,
every week it's gonna be the same thing with the Giants. The way they're gonna have to win football games, regardless of the fact that Shepard's out and everybody's out, the way they got to win football games is behind that offensive line of Saquon Barkley. Period. End of story. But especially in this game, I mean, the Bills have a great pass defense. You saw what they did to Darnold last week and what they did to everybody all year. So they have to establish that ground game early and often on Sunday.
And they like disguising. So if you guys the big thing that we didn't do last week that really got me pissed, we hardly used Ty Montgomery. And Ty Montgomery, especially in the preseason, he showed that he could be that back that can catch out of backfield. If you had him, if you watch how Oklahoma played with Baker Mayfield, when they had the 2 running backs, and they did a lot of motion at the line to kind of see, all right, are these guys in the zone? Are they man? Kind of confuse the defense, and then basically have them run, a bunch of, let's the hell is this thing called? Screens and shit out from the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that can take out a really good defense like the Bills. And I got really pissed that we didn't do that enough with Ty Montgomery. Yes, Le'Veon Bell got hot, but I mean, I would hope the Giants would watch our game and kind of take, because look, you don't have the receivers to kind of really take off the top. So it's going to be a game with Eli, the O-line, Ingram, and Barkley. Like, you guys just have to get the defense out of any comfort, especially with passing the pass rush. So, yeah, man, hopefully you guys do good, man. I'm not rooting against you guys. Well, obviously I'm rooting for you.
You can't. But Gamer, before you go, because you said he's leaving, I want to get it. L.A. Lou, thank you so much for the super chat. $2 super chat. Forget about it. He says, have a good night. Catch you in Bad Dog tomorrow. L.A. Lou, hope you're still here. Have a great night. Thank you for the super chat. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I saw he was leaving.
No, that was it, man. I mean, just, hey, pray for Darnold, man, because this Jets team, I mean, Lord Jesus. And for all you guys who want to kill Gettleman, even though I still think you guys could have gotten Daniel Jones without taking him at the first pick, be happy that you guys have an O-line, man, because right now what the Jets are going through has to be the worst luck, because we're literally shedding all of the bad picks that Mike McCagnon made. Like, I know this is a Giants fan station, so I'm not trying to take too long on the Jets. But when you have a new GM and Joe Douglas trying to come in, and literally the guys that you dump can't get picked up by other teams, and they're getting put on practice squads or just forgotten about, that shows you how bad your previous GM drafted. So for all the people trying to kill the Giants or Gettleman, just be happy that at least you have a foundation.
Listen,
on the O-line.
I love Gettleman. A lot of people don't like it. I love Gettleman because I don't agree with everything he does, but the guy's got balls. And I love the Giants organization for allowing him to do what he thinks is best. A lot of owners would not allow Gettleman to do some of the things he's done, but I see his vision. He's about, like you just said, building the O-line and building in the trenches. A lot of his early picks have been D tackles. He's trying to establish both sides of the line, and that's where you win in football. And as far as the Jet goes, I mean, I like the Jets. I always root for the Jets. You guys, I don't know what the hell you were thinking. I mean, you had a general manager. You changed it. You did what the Knicks did. You changed your general manager after the draft. What is that? What are you doing?
Again, when you have owners, for some reason, all my favorite teams have the worst owners. You have these owners who think that, like, they know the game or want to be more involved than they should be, instead of employing people who know the game. That's what we have with Chris Johnson and Woody dumbass Johnson. So it just freaking sucks. And look, I'll say this and I'm out. When you guys, even if Eli's not the guy, even if Daniel Jones is not the guy, the biggest thing that gives a young QB or any QB confidence is time in the pocket, man. You say what you want, man. Having time in the pocket, you could be a guy like, say, an average young QB. Who would you pick?
Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is not average, but
a little above average. Yeah.
Look what happened with him with Fisher versus what's happened with him with McVay. I know it's play calling, but also that O-line's also helping him out. But then you can look at a guy like David Carr, who when he was with the Texans,
that's what I say all the time, Guillermo. You're taking the words right out of my mouth. This is what I say all the time. And people, and I'm not saying Eli's gonna be done, right? He's 38 years old. But this is what I say about Eli Manning too. Everybody complains that the guy doesn't move. He never could move. The difference is back when he was good, we were able to provide him with protection. And you're absolutely right. And I'm not saying he is what he is. I know he's going to be replaced. I'm not making excuses for Eli, but you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, for a quarterback to have success in this league, unless he's an all-world quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, you need to have the proper pieces in place. And you're absolutely right. Carr's a prime example of that. Alex Smith is another perfect example. Alex Smith, when he first came in... I'm saying Tom Brady's a perfect example. But Alex Smith, he was the first overall pick, and he sucked his first 7 years because he didn't have a foundation. Then Harbaugh comes in there, and then he becomes a Pro Bowl quarterback. So having the right pieces has a lot to do with the quarterback's success. I completely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, man. So, look, salute to you, man. Good luck tomorrow. And again, guys, please, if you can, this is very important in your life, eat some dirty ass, man. Eat some dirty ass before the age of 22, man. Peace to you, ET. See you later, bro.
All right, Guillermo, man. Thank you for the call, buddy. All right. I think we've got Mr. Woodruff on the line.
Hey, Chris. How you doing?
How are you not the first caller tonight? You're always the first caller. What happened?
I know. I'm happy. I got good news.
What's the good news?
Sir Carnal walked me through everything last night to set up my channel.
Okay.
So I could do trivia tonight if you're interested in it.
All right. Okay? If I'm freed up, I'll definitely stop by for a little bit.
I knew it. I was so confused last night, so Carl helped me do everything, and tonight I practiced it. It was so perfect tonight. I'm so happy. I'm happy.
Well, I'm glad that you're happy. Now,
yes.
Are we going to be happy tomorrow? That's the biggest question, Bobby.
Yes, we're going to be happy. The Giants are going to kick some Buffalo ass.
What's going to happen?
Yes.
Tell me how the Giants are going to win this game, Bobby.
Giants are going to be knocking the quarterback all over the place tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to get his ass whipped tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I think Eli's going to have a good game tomorrow. I think he's going to really do good. I think he's going to have a great game tomorrow.
Huh.
I vision it right now.
You got your eyes closed? You're picturing Eli having a big game?
Yes.
Okay.
He's my friend. I like him. Well, he's not my friend, but I like him very much. I think he's a great quarterback.
So give me a final score prediction for tomorrow's game.
Tomorrow, the Giants will win 28-14.
You got to win by 2 touchdowns.
Yes.
All right. They get to 1-1, then they head to Tampa, and then we take it from there.
Yeah, we're going to take care of Tampa. We beat them all the time. We have them.
So you're not worried about it. You
not
already
worried
got
about
the Giants
Tampa.
at 2-1. You're confident.
Yeah, I'm confident. Who they play after Tampa again?
Redskins.
So that's 3-1. We all know that we lost to the Dallas Cowgirls. Okay.
Yeah.
They were good.
But you were telling me that the
say
Cowgirls, you were telling me last week they were definitely going to beat the Cowgirls.
I know. I thought we did. But we got ripped off a few plays, and we could have got that score closer. That's a bunch
What
of
happened?
bull crap.
What did? I mean, the defense was horrible last week, Bobby.
Well, I know, but we had penalties. That we could have got that touchdown in the end zone with the flag.
Right.
That's one, right?
Oh, you're talking about the intentional grounding?
What?
You're talking about the intentional grounding penalty they called on us?
No, is that the one the guy got interfered with in the end zone?
Oh, no. Yeah, you're talking about another penalty. Okay.
Yeah, that one should have got thrown. They didn't throw no penalty for that.
Right.
And then he was getting mugged in the end zone. The guy draped over him like he wants to have sex with him, you know? He's like, he wants a butt fucker.
All right, Bobby.
I'm sorry.
All right. This kid's listening.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry, that was a bad word.
Yeah.
Okay, then the other one was when the guy was catching the ball, right, for the Bills, for the Dallas Cowgirls. The guy pushed our play into him, and then that was a fumble.
Right.
Was that true?
Well, there was a lot of bad calls, but I'm never one to blame the referees. At the end of the day, the Giants got thoroughly outplayed.
Oh, no, you got to blame the referees. They're idiots.
The Cowboys were a better football team on Sunday, Bobby. You got to be fair.
Yeah, okay, we'll beat them in the next one.
Well, we better. We better.
So you got to tell me about the tickets, you said, right?
I know. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know about the tickets, I promise.
Because who's buying them? Where's he getting them from?
OGR. One Giant Rebuttal.
Is he going to get enough?
Yeah, supposedly. I'll let you know.
Where's he going to get it from? How does he get it on?
You're going to have to go on his channel and
StubHub?
ask him. Go on his channel and ask him.
Mm-hmm.
He'll tell you. He hasn't bought him
Okay,
yet.
he's on every day?
Yeah, just go to One Giant Rebuttal. You go on his channel, post a comment.
Oh, okay, post a comment. Okay, that's good, down on the bottom.
Yeah,
okay,
down on the bottom.
So are you happy I could go live now on my streams? I know what I did last night. Oh, my God, you had to hear it. We had Skype going, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, it wouldn't stop. I know what I did wrong. So now I'm so happy.
Well, Bobby, I'll be sure after this, if I'm freed up, I'll be sure to pop on your channel and check it out.
Yeah, you are our team leader. You better do it.
Bobby, I'll be there.
Okay, and Seahawks be on here. Yeah, say hi.
Hi, Seahawk.
She was kissing the phone.
Anybody that doesn't know, Seahawk is Bobby's cat, and Bobby's cat does like me a lot, so she kissed.
She does. Every time she sees you online, she gets all excited. So, do you see Mr. Softy today?
I did. I saw Mr. Softy 38 times today, and I bought 38.
Do you get any
ice cream?
Do you get any?
Yeah, I bought 38 ice cream cones.
You didn't buy 38.
Yeah. I got him in the freezer. I'm saving him for the rest of the summer because he's not going to be around much longer. I made sure I stocked up.
Hey, Notre Dame kicked some ass today, right?
Yes, they did.
Do you think they're going to beat Georgia next week? I think they will.
I don't, but I hope they do. Georgia's very good, and
Why not?
It's in Georgia.
We played them good before the last time.
It's in Georgia, though. It's in Georgia.
So who cares? I don't care.
Yeah. We'll see.
Notre Dame looks good.
Yeah. But anything else, my man?
Yeah, and
go ahead.
Bad Dog's team got lucky. He thinks they're going to win everything.
Well, Oklahoma's great. But, Bobby, I got to let you go. I got like 4 people calling in.
I know. I talk a lot.
No, you're a talker. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm sorry I called so late, but that's why I was calling.
Nothing to apologize about. Thank you for calling in, buddy.
Okay, but you have a great channel, as usual.
I appreciate that, Bobby. I'll see
You're
you.
awesome, my cannoli brother.
I'll see you tonight, Bobby. I'll see you tonight.
Bye now.
Have a good one. All right. Next call. What's going on? You're on live.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi. This is Cushman.
That's who I thought it was. Cushman, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm okay. You ready for some football tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm ready, and I think that this game, hopefully at least, and probably will be more competitive than the last one where I raged at my TV and almost broke it.
It can't be much less competitive. I mean, last week was just awful. It was an albatross.
Yeah, last week was horrible.
Yeah, from start to finish. I mean, the first drive, everybody's pumped up. I'm like, oh my God, we got a shot to win this, and then everything just fell. After that first drive, we got outscored 28-10.
Yeah, after that Ingram touchdown, I was starting to like freak out. I was like screaming. Like my parents were like my neighbors filed like a noise complaint because I was like screaming. But then after that, it just went like
35-10.
And then we stopped.
We got outscored 35-10 after that first touchdown. And yeah, I mean, obviously the defense very concerning. And what's your thoughts on this game? Though?
Hopefully, obviously for obvious reasons, hopefully they'll have a much easier time with Buffalo, especially the secondary, because the secondary was very concerning last game. But hopefully they have an easier time with Buffalo, who obviously aren't very well known for having a lot of good targets. They have a quarterback that can't hit with the ball with a football. He can't hit an archery target from like 5 feet away. He's not accurate at all. So hopefully the secondary can do a little bit better against Buffalo than they were against Dallas for obvious reasons.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, they can't do worse. The player you got to worry about is John Brown. He had a big game last week for the Bills. And Beasley historically kills us. So I'm worried about those two. But at the end of the day, this quarterback is much more prone to turnovers than Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott never turns the ball over.
Josh Allen has zero accuracy whatsoever.
Yeah.
He can't hit. From like 1 foot away, if he was to throw a football to an archery target, he not only like missed the center, he just like missed it entirely.
Well, he still worries me with his legs. And he's got a big arm, so he's always a threat to hit big plays. But I think
I know, but
I agree. I think it's a much more favorable matchup on the defensive side this week.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Buffalo's offense isn't nearly as good as Dallas's, but they do have a good defense, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see how it works, especially with how we do, especially with Sterling Shepard out. We're not. Obviously, especially even before Sterling Shepard being injured, our receiving core isn't the like saving grace of the team. And now with him out, we really don't have any like I shouldn't say good targets, but like any besides Evan Ingram maybe. We don't really have any big like receiving targets. So we'll see exactly what happens. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for it. At the end of the day, it comes down to Barkley. It comes down to on the offensive side. They have to, especially with all these guys out, they have to establish the ground game, and if they don't, they're going to lose the game. They have to create turnovers, and Barkley has to have a big game. And that's most weeks with this team, but especially this week with the receivers out and the defense they're playing, as strong as a pass defense as they are. You can't. If Eli throws more than 25 passes in this game, I think we're in trouble. We have to make it a focal point to really run the football as much as possible in this game. Have to make it a grinded-out, boring football game.
Yeah, and also it'll be interesting I forget what I was going to say. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think like we have to get the ball to Barkley a lot, as you said, one way or another, and the defense has to perform better, which definitely could, especially against a much weaker offense. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get a win tomorrow, because if we don't, we're in big trouble. 0-2, the fan base is going to be calling for Eli's throat, and then you got a tough game going to Tampa with 4 extra days rest. So this is a must-win game tomorrow. If the Giants want to have any hope this year, they got to win tomorrow.
Yeah.
Realistically. I mean, you never know, but realistically, they got to win. But,
yeah.
Cushman, man,
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, if we're being totally honest, like, the Giants are, like, very low chance of, like, doing anything this year anyway. But if we need any chance, like, once you go 0-2, and then and like, especially against, like, a team like I'm not saying the Bills are a pushover, but the Bills are a team that we should be. I'm not saying that we will, but we should be able to, in some capacity, be able to be losing to them. The season's pretty much like in the grave, like literally in the grave.
No, I agree. I mean, and I'm being realistic this year. I'm not expecting playoffs, but you want to have at least some hope after 2 weeks. And if we want to have any hope, got to win tomorrow. But, Cushman, I got 4 people calling in. I want to say thank you for the call. I want to say thank you for being a great subscriber, and good luck on your chess match tomorrow.
Wait, we're playing?
No, I'm kidding with you. Have a good one, buddy.
All right.
Have a good one, Cushman. All right. Next caller. What's going on? You're on live.
Entertainer, what's up, bro?
What is going on? Who's this?
Chris Lavelle, what's up, man?
Chris Lavelle, what's going on, man? Great subscriber. I always like when you call him. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I just, what we talked about last week didn't really happen, did it?
No, it didn't.
No, it did not, and I'm very upset.
Yeah.
But I got a few. I'm writing some notes, so when I talk to you, I don't take too long. You know what I mean? Things that I want to talk about.
I like to everybody have their voice heard. I like to get to talk to everybody. Take your time.
Yeah. Well, first off, I kind of ragged on Bad Dog on him. Talking about getting rid of Eli, or we got to bench Eli. That video that he made. And, I want to apologize for that. I didn't want to come off like I was ragging on him on his own channel, but
listen,
I think that he was...
I get people ragging on me all the time. Bad Dog could take it. And at the end of the day, when you make an opinionated video like that, and I made an opinionated video too, backing up Eli, a lot of people don't agree with me. Yeah, I mean, he knew people were gonna come at him when he made that video. He shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, and I don't think he was surprised, and he probably, he wasn't surprised that I was probably one of the ones that said something. But at the same time, it wasn't Eli's fault that we lost that game. The defense was absolutely atrocious, and Shermer's play calling was Shula's, Betcher's, whoever you want to put, on the podium for it. It was absolutely horrible. Saquon's got to get the ball more than 11 to 15 times. I don't care if it's passing. The kid's an absolute monster. It's like keeping Superman on the sideline, and you're just like, why? Just give Superman the ball. I mean, good things are going to happen.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that.
And it made no sense. And it's not like last year, because there were games last year. The Eagles game is similar to this week, where he was running great. But there were a couple of games last year where they couldn't get the ground game going, so they abandoned it. So I kind of understood that. Last game, they were running the hell out of the ball.
Yes.
And it made no sense with the offensive line they have. And I get it, at the end, you're down by 20 points, so you got to start throwing. But they gave up on the run, after the first quarter. It made no sense. 7-7. Yeah, it made no sense. I think he had 8 carries.
Entertainer.
I think he had 8 carries after the first drive. Inexcusable.
Yeah, and it's absolutely. I mean, me and you could go out there and coach that team better.
Yeah, it's common sense.
I mean,
the best player in the team has to get the football to win games.
Exactly. Why did they draft this kid number 2 overall? I mean, if they're just gonna, if they're going to put him on the sidelines and just let him watch the game go by.
Especially when you're running the ball the way he was.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you have a 60-yard, 59-yard breakout. I mean, you're running it great. Play action pass. Eli's always been great at the play action pass. Everything's going the way we want it to go, and then all of a sudden everything gets flushed down the fucking toilet, and it goes nowhere from there. I just didn't understand what Shermer was trying to do, and Shula and Betcher, and I mean, I love this team to death, and it's really, like Bad Dog was saying in one of his other videos, it's getting old watching us lose. And if the coaches aren't doing the best to have us win, then we're in a lot of trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. You know, I mean, imagine, like I was talking to my dad. He's a Patriots fan, and because we're from Massachusetts, I've been a Giants fan since '85, and '86 we won the Super Bowl. And he said, "Can you imagine if Bill Belichick had Saquon Barkley and what he would do with him?" And it would just, you know what I mean? Like it would be the team would be absolutely unstoppable. And now, like, watching Shermer and some of the play calls that he's making, it's an absolute joke. And
I agree with you, man. And I try to back up Shermer because I'm going to be honest. When they hired him, I liked the hire. And
right.
I try to back him up, and I still can't say fire him. It's only been 17 games. So
right.
But
yep.
There are times, like last week, where you're like, does this guy know how to coach a team? I mean, if it doesn't improve this year, and I win or losses, that's not how I'm going to judge him with this team, because this team is not built to win right now, if we're being completely honest.
Right.
But
yes,
you have to put forth a better game plan than that.
Yes, absolutely. You want to win, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I mean, 1 + 1 makes 2. I mean, it's common sense. Run the ball. A play action pass. Eli's always been better with play action pass. This West Coast offense, I don't agree with it. Eli's never been successful under it, and it's setting him up to fail. I mean, why don't we just go back to what worked in the past when we had Bradshaw and Jacobs in the backfield, run the ball down their throat, get defense guessing, play action pass. I mean, it's not that difficult. I mean, Eli's older now. He's not able to do some of the things that he used to be able to do in his past. So let's just work to his strengths instead of his weaknesses, and then maybe we'll be able to walk out of the stadium sometime with a W. I mean, other than that, I mean, I don't know what to say about this coaching staff. It's really starting to bother me. Bad.
You
are
absolutely right, man. You have every reason to be upset with this coaching staff. Between him and Betcher, the defense has not played well. Again, I got to defend Betcher a little bit. They still have a lot of young players, and I hate to be a guy that's defending the coaching staff, but I'm trying to be unbiased and not be somebody that just jumps down their throat. It's easy to say fire the guy, but I think we got to give him a little more time before we start calling for them to be fired. But it hasn't looked good.
I'm not asking for the guillotine yet. I'm just saying, like, they got to get it together.
Got to get improvement. And I'm sick and tired of the team starting off bad. Last year they started off bad, then they came around, but by that point it was too late. Give us some hope the last 6-7 games of the year.
Right.
That's all I'm asking for.
God, I mean, I bleed blue. I love this team to death. Since I got a picture of myself with the Lawrence Taylor jersey when I was 3 years old, and I'm from Massachusetts. So that takes
You must have got beaten up a lot as a kid. You must have got beaten up a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I took a lot of shit, absolutely. But the Patriots were terrible back then, so I kind of had a little leak to get through. You know what I mean? So, but,
how fun was that?
Yeah,
watching those Super Bowls with your dad, 07 and 11.
Oh, actually in 2011, my father he called it quits as soon as Mario Manningham caught that pass. He was like, "I'm going to bed. I already know what's going to happen. It's over." I was like, "Oh, what? Come on! What are you going upstairs for? It's over."
I'll tell you, man. That
I know
year,
what's happened.
I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I turned to her, and I said,
"Yeah,"
because that year Eli was money. In the 2 minutes, the 3-4 minutes left in the game, he had, 7 or 8 come from behind victories in the regular season?
Oh, absolutely.
And I turned to her. I think they had, 3-4 minutes to go? And I said, this game's over. Giants are losing by, I think it was 3 points. And I said, this game's over. Eli's going to march him down the field and get a touchdown. I was that confident in that spot that he was going to do it. And then the first throw, Manningham, boom, 40 yards down the sideline. I'm like, this game's over.
Yeah.
Giants are going to win this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, he put that ball where only Manningham had no choice but to catch that ball. If he didn't catch that ball, he would have been like the laughing stock. I mean, he fit through that ball through the tightest window. It's never it was incredible. That was a great pass.
Yeah. and hopefully we get to see some of that tomorrow. We got to establish the ground game though. That's our only chance tomorrow. And great call, man. I got a lot of people calling in, man. But thank you for being a great subscriber and a great Giant fan. You still there? I think I lost him. Oh, I didn't get to say goodbye to him. Have a good one, buddy. Have a good one. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, man? Thanks for picking up my line.
What is going on? Who's this?
My name is CJ. I'm chilling out in Colorado, but I got to tell you, man, I love the Giants here. Even though they started out 0-1, I do got a couple complaints, though.
All right, before you get to your complaints, because I don't want to cut you off mid-call, I got a super chat. Let me just get to it real quick. Batgirl, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Forget about it. She says, do many players play both offense and defense? Actually, Batgirl, it's very rare. The most notable player that did it recently was Deion Sanders. He played a little bit of the wide receiver position, cornerback, and was a kick returner. But it's rare that players play both, almost non-existent. College, you see it a little bit, and high school, you see it all the time, but not in the pros. Sorry to cut you off there. Go ahead.
Thanks, man. Looking at week 1, I just don't think we ran the ball enough. When you put in a number 2 overall pick into a guy like Saquon Barkley, I mean, granted, it's not the best O-line in football, but you still gotta give him his touches, man. And I just don't think they gave him enough touches. I think he had a total of 15 attempts up the middle.
He had 11 carries.
Yeah, 11 carries. It's not enough. And he's the type of player, he doesn't need every piece on the field to also be in check. He can do it all himself. So when you got a player like that, you need to be giving him his touches. He's similar to Le'Veon Bell in that way. He can handle the workload. And I mean, we saw his athleticism all of last year. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, over 2,000 all-purpose yards. So when you got a workhorse like that, give the man the ball. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's listen, that's we've been talking about that all night, and I'm going to continue to talk about it all year. I've been talking about that all last year. It's common sense. You have the best running back in football, and thank you so much, Batgirl, again for the super chat, a $2 super chat. Forget about it. She says, I saw a college player from Texas play both. Yeah, like I said, you see it sometimes in college. It's very rare at the NFL level, but maybe you never know. Maybe he's a guy. I don't know the player you're referring to, but maybe I don't know. But it's very rare. But yeah, no, I mean, it's common sense. Saquon Barkley has to be used as much as possible. Now, I get some people that are like, why are you going to run him into the ground when you're not going anywhere? We drafted this guy for a reason. We drafted this guy number 2 overall to use this guy. Why? That's our only chance to win football games.
Right.
It's our only chance with this team. We have to use him.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at the offense and the direction it's going, and I'm not sure if I can really go out on a limb and say it, but I don't know if they're trying to make the offense cater to Daniel Jones. So eventually when he does step up and become the starting QB, it's a seamless transition versus let's keep running what we used to do. Let's cater to Eli. More so, let's just get this offense transitioning now so that when Daniel Jones steps up to the plate, the offense is already set in stone and we know what we're doing and we're going to get carrying it out that way.
Yeah.
But the way it went week 1, I'm not sold on it, man.
Eli Manning or Daniel Jones, it doesn't matter. It should be the same game plan. Saquon Barkley should be getting a ton of carries.
Right.
It doesn't matter. That's what we brought him in for. He's the guy we're building this team around. Daniel Jones hopefully is good, but the guy that we're building this team around is Saquon Barkley. When you have a generational talent like that, that's the guy we're building this team around, and he should make Daniel Jones an even better quarterback than what he really is. Like, with how talented a guy like Saquon Barkley is, it makes the quarterback's job so much easier. Let him do his job.
Right. I mean, when you have an established run game, it helps out the entire offense. When you got a guy like Barkley, it's not that hard to give that man his touches and establish that. But the Buffalo defense, man, oh man, if we thought that was a tough defense to play against, with Dallas, the Buffalo defense was number 2 last year. A lot of people don't talk about that. The media doesn't give it its coverage. But the one area that they're weaker in is their run defense.
Exactly.
So if they're not running the ball tomorrow, it's going to be a loss all day, man. Home field advantage or not.
Eli had, 43, 44, 45 pass attempts last week? If he's anywhere near that, this game's over. Eli needs to be low 30s tops, 32, 33 tops. And they need to run the ball a hell of a lot more. They got to be 50-50 tomorrow. They have to have equal amount of carries as pass attempts. That's got to be the game plan against this team. I don't care if they're stuffing you. You cannot abandon the run against this team. Can't do it.
100%.
Can't do it.
And, I mean, when you're passing the ball that much, too, all it does is whatever defense you're playing, if they even have decent pass rushers, those guys, they don't even have to guess what the play is. Once the ball is snapped, they're just going to be rushing full force right off the bat.
Not to mention,
you gotta keep the offense honest, and you can't be predictable like that.
Yeah, not to mention, if you throw as much as they did, you get killed in the time of possession, which we cannot happen. With that young defense, we need to help them out as much as possible, and by helping them out, the Giants have to be able to grind out the clock. And when you throw like the Giants did last week, you're killing your defense because they're if they're on the field for 40 minutes out of the 60 minutes, or I don't remember what the time possession was, but they definitely got dominated, especially in the first half. And when you're on the field as much as they are, they're going to wear down over the course of the game. That's exactly what happened.
Right, and that's why when you got middle of the pack quarterback with Dak Prescott throwing that many yards, that many touchdowns, something's wrong. That guy shouldn't be ripping apart any defense like that.
It's
not what Dak Prescott does.
Dak made a couple of nice throws, but a lot of his throws, there was nobody around for miles. I mean, that first touchdown he threw, there was nobody within 15 yards. The coverage was awful in that game. Any quarterback could have had a good game. I'm not going to say any quarterback could have done what he did, but any quarterback could have had a good game against that Giant defense last week. They were lost.
Yep.
Blake Bortles would have had 3 touchdowns last week. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if the slow start to the season is what we need to see right now with the Giants, because I think we saw that enough last year. We don't want to go through that again. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's only week 1. I think last year the Bucs beat the shit out the Saints last year. I think it was like 42 whatever, and the Saints started off slow, but they picked up as the season went on. And I think the Giants will make a similar adjustment. They'll realize what's working, what's not. And I think Barkley will definitely get his touches tomorrow.
It's put up or shut up time tomorrow. And you can't drop to 0-2. I know some people point to 0-7. We started 0-2. We won the Super Bowl. This team doesn't have O.C. Umenyiora. This team doesn't have Justin Tuck. They don't have Michael Strahan. They have a young defense. We have to get a win tomorrow. We cannot drop to 0-2. Going to Tampa the next week, you're just asking way too much. They have to get a win tomorrow. Have to. It's a must-win game. Must-win game.
It's going to be a tough game. I had to put a score prediction out there. Hopefully the Giants could get over 20 points. I think if they get over 20, they can hold off the Bills tomorrow.
I agree with you. 20 points, I think we win the game. I agree with you. Unless, obviously, we turn the ball over a ton. But if we don't turn the ball over that much and we score 20 points, we'll win the football game tomorrow.
Right, especially with Sterling Shepard being out, they're going to have to use the tight end a lot. They're going to have to give Barkley even some more passes. But just let Eli do what he does. Quick passes, short passes, take care of the football, move the chains, let Barkley do the rest. I think they do that, they could walk out with the win.
I agree with you. I completely agree with you, and I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I hope you're in the stream. If not, enjoy the game watching on TV, buddy.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for picking up my call, man. I'm going to take off now.
All right, my man. Thank you for the call, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
All right, thanks, man.
Have a good one. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, how's it going?
Let me just answer a question in the chat. Somebody said, how long are you going to be live? This is enjoyable. I'm going to be live probably at least another hour. If the calls keep coming in, I'll take the call. I always try to take everybody's calls. Mackenzie, what's going on? Thank you for tuning into the stream. She says, hi, Chris. Do you know if Tuzar Skipper might play this game? I think he's...
I'm going to whack off my penis.
That's a good prank call. You got anything else you want to say? Well, in case you didn't hear, that last caller was masturbating. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Well.
Who's this?
Oh, Tanny, you know who it is.
Oh, Brandon Rogers?
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, Tana? I know you were streaming Notre Dame earlier. Popped in for that, too, but best part of the Saturday night right here. Talking to you.
I appreciate that, my man. Thank you for the call. Hope you're ready for a good week of football tomorrow.
For sure. And, you know, I just wanted to give my quick thoughts on the Bills-Giants game because I know that's the topic going around right now. But I think for you guys to win, you guys need to establish the run early and get out to a fast start. You guys need to win the time possession. You need to get the momentum in your hand early. And you need to keep just feeding Barkley. You know, throw in a few RPO. Well, I guess I wouldn't say an RPO, but like just throw in a few pass plays here and there. But you guys really need to get the run game established early.
That's every game. That's every game, but especially in this one.
Yeah.
And coming off the game last week where we didn't run the ball, I fully expect Sherman to do that. And we can't let off. We cannot let off. Like I've been telling all the callers, I don't care if he's getting stuff for 2.5 yards a carry. You have to keep giving him the football because he's the type of running back. Even if he's got 10 carries for 25 yards, he could break one for 80. So you have to keep giving him the ball, and you have to keep that clock running and keep your defense fresh. They cannot abandon the run tomorrow. Cannot do it under any circumstance.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. And, I mean, you saw the way Bell was tearing up that defense last week in Buffalo. But, like, I think if Barkley can have a good first half, I think if he can ride that momentum in, I think that Pat Shermer will give him the ball for sure. But I just want to ask you this question real quick because I think it's the game of the week. Everybody's talking about the Saints and Rams. Who do you have winning?
Oh, I think I picked the Saints in my weekly picks, but I'm kind of leaning Rams now. I'm rooting for the Saints because I want them to avenge that loss last year. It's a good game.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people look at past the Rams this year, though. I've been saying that all year. It's in L.A. So
yeah.
Oh man, it's close. I'll say the Saints cover the spread, but the Rams win.
If I'm not being biased, I'm definitely saying the Rams, and here's why. You look at the way the Saints defense played last week coming out of the gate. I realize it's week one. You know, I realize that defense would be sluggish, but I think if the Rams get Cooper Kupp, Cooks, Woods, and Gurley going early, I think they can ride that momentum, and they do have the defensive talent. But when you look at the other side too, the Saints definitely have the offensive talent too, and then, you know, the Rams have the defensive talent to keep them in the game too. But like, I think it should be very high scoring, no doubt. But if I had to put I'd go with the Rams just because I think, you know, they're at home, and I think they could definitely get out to the fast start early, and I think, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a really good game. That's obviously the game of the day. It should be a great game, and I'm looking forward to it, man. But my attention's gonna be focused on my Giants. At the end of the day, it's a must-win game, and I could care less about the other teams this week. I need my team to get a win.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely get you on that. But I just wanted to touch on two quick things real quick. I just wanted to bring up the Seahawks and Steelers real quick.
Yeah.
I just want to give a few keys real quick to the game. So offensively, you know, Seattle, I feel like we need to. I think our run and pass. I think our pass protection needs to be on point this week. We cannot be allowing 4 sacks like last week, and we need to get Carson and Penny going early. I don't care how we do it, but we need to get Metcalf more involved too. Tyler Lockett for sure. But I think if we're going to win this game, I think we need to shut down Juju, which I think trading for Fitzpatrick would help us out a lot, but obviously it'd have to be next week because I think that next week would even be better too because we're going up against the Saints. But I think that we definitely need to go out and at least call Miami about Fitzpatrick because I think he'd be a great addition to our secondary for sure. But I think we need to shut down Juju. We need to limit his completions, and Big Ben, I think we can stop James Conner just because of how the run defense played last week versus Joe Mixon. I think Clowney and Ziggy Ansah can get in there, Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright too. But I think if we shut down the run, we'll make them one-dimensional, which they can because they do have the targets too, and Juju, Dante Moncrief, you know, Eli Rogers too, and Vance McDonald. But I think if we make them one-dimensional and we shut down Connor, I think that'd be definitely a big key to win the game. But I'm just concerned about the secondary, very much so.
Yeah, let me just get to the super chat real quick, and then I'm going to speak on what you just said. Batgirl, thank you so much. $10. What did I say again for the $10? I keep forgetting. Batgirl, thank you for the $10 super chat. Stand up, Batgirl. She says, sexy Moss. I learned yesterday that next year on the WSL qualifier tour, I will be getting free clothing from the Rip Girl. No money, just surf attire. It is great because it can be pretty expensive. Batgirl, that's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. Congratulations. And thank you, Batgirl, for being such a phenomenal supporter, not just of my channel, Bad Dog, all the sports community. And I really do appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for what you do for my channel. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody for being here. I really do appreciate it. But as far as that game goes, I'm going to speak on it real quick because I know a lot of people want to call in about the Giants. It's a Giant show. As far as that game goes, both teams were incredibly disappointing last week. Obviously, the Steelers got blown out. I did not expect that. I still think the Steelers are a good football team. You guys, at home, almost lost to one of the worst teams in football. So both teams have something to prove this week. I'm taking the Steelers because it's a must-win game for them. They cannot drop to 0-2, and they're at home. So I do think the Steelers are going to win that game. I really do. But you guys definitely have a chance. Maybe the Steelers aren't as good as I thought. So we're going to find out this week. We'll see. But I agree. If you can make them one-dimensional, you guys stand a great chance. Obviously, that you say that about any game. And Russell Wilson's going to be able to move the ball on that team. You saw Tom Brady do it last week. You guys will have your opportunities, but I just think the Steelers show up and they find a way to beat you guys this week.
Yeah, and I just wanted to. I know I don't know if you've been looking at the games. I know you're really focused on the Giants, but I just wanted to get who you think that could upset this week. Are you looking at the Falcons?
I think the Giants could.
You know?
The Giants would be an upset.
Yeah.
I legitimately think the Giants are going to win tomorrow. I really do believe that in my heart.
Okay.
But if I had to pick another one, the Falcons definitely could pull an upset at home against the Eagles. I picked the Eagles, but the Falcons definitely could. The Seahawks could definitely upset the Steelers. That's all. That's like a coin flip game to me. The Vikings could upset the Packers. I like the Packers, but the Vikings could definitely pull that upset tomorrow. Those are some of the games I would say that nobody. The Dolphins ain't upsetting the Patriots. I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna give you this real quick. I think possibly the Lions could upset the Chargers.
I agree with that.
But
I told
have
Chris
the weapons.
I told Chris Sonor that. I told Chris Sonor that today. He got mad at me, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers going to Detroit. I think that's another coin flip game. I think the Lions have a very good chance to win that game.
Tana, I told you I picked the Chargers in the elimination challenge. I switched over to the Patriots just to be safe. I'm not risking nothing this week. I just want to advance. So I chose the Patriots because when I was looking at Detroit, the way that defense played last week in the first half, not the second half versus the Cardinals, but they definitely can pull out the upset, I think. But Tana, I know you're going to get to more calls, but I definitely appreciate you taking my calls. Always great talking.
Oh, Brandon, you kidding me, man? You always show my channel so much support. You're a great kid. And I appreciate you always calling in, talking sports, and I look forward to talking to you in the future, man.
Yeah, you're doing another one Monday, right?
I might even do it tomorrow for about an hour and a half after the game. But that'll, I'm probably not going to get that many people, and it's going to be strictly Giants. But I might. We'll see. I'll either do it tomorrow, but Monday I'm going to do Monday Night Football. So I'm going to try to do an hour and a half calling after the game tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, but I definitely appreciate you. As always, I'll be in the chat for sure. But yeah, I just appreciate you always taking my call.
Brandon,
for sure.
I always appreciate you calling in, man. You're a great supporter.
Yeah, appreciate that. I'll be in the chat though for sure.
All right, buddy, man. Have a good one. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, entertainer?
What is going on? And Michael Judge, it ain't been 8 hours. The stream started at 10. It's been an hour and a half. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in to the stream, buddy.
What's going on, entertainer? You already know. You probably know who the voice is by now. I know what you.
I think I do, but I'm not 100%. Who is it?
A-Fizzle.
A-Fizzle. A-Fizzle. Yes, I just haven't heard you in a while. But yes, now that you said your name, I do know you. What? A-Fizzle is a huge Braves fan. You guys are looking good in baseball. And a huge Broncos fan.
That's right.
So you guys, I give you guys a chance this week against the Bears. I do.
Yeah, I did get a chance to see your picks with Kid Blue. I know y'all say y'all both like the Bears to win, but I give my boys a chance too. I think because Patrick Mahomes. I was just seeing Patrick Mahomes, but yeah, Mitchell Trubisky did not look that impressive on Thursday night against the Packers. Neither does that Bears offense.
No, I'll tell you. One thing people got to take into account with that, I picked the Bears, but I think it's going to be a very good game. Mile High Stadium is one of the toughest places to play. You guys have a really good pass rush, and that's it, man. If you can get after Trubisky, he can make mistakes. And I've been saying all offseason, people have been laughing at me. They're saying, no way. I said the Bears are not making the playoffs this year. I think that they are going to be a disappointing team this year, an 8-8, 9-1 team. And I think that you guys have a chance to beat them on Sunday. And I'm kind of rooting for you guys just because I want to be proven right. I don't hate the Bears, but I want to look smart. And this year, that was my number one bust. I said the Bears are not going to win that division. I said the Packers will win it. And I'm rooting for you guys to knock them off tomorrow. Not because I hate the Bears, just because I want to be right with my prediction. But I think you have a legitimate chance to win.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think the Bears. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears make the playoffs either. But I do like our big chance to win. Like I think we have to win this game. We cannot fall to 0-2 because we put ourselves in a really big hole if we do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
what you say?
I'm gonna talk real quick about your Giants. I know you probably heard this all week, but I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet to the point. Pat Shermer needs to run the damn ball. Give it to Saquon Barkley like 30, 40 times a game. I think I got a chance to knock off the Bills. I think I picked, like in my ESPN pick on, I think I had the Bills winning, but I think I had y'all covering the spread.
It's going to be a close game. It's tough for you to have them covering the spread and losing the game. They'd have to lose by like one or 2 points. But that's it, man. It's every game. It's the simplest formula. Give the ball to Barkley. You improved this offensive line. What did you improve it for if you're not going to give the ball to Barkley? And last week we saw it work, but you didn't do it enough. This game, from the start to the finish, run. Period.
Yeah,
I want them to run the ball as much as humanly possible tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not that damn hard. Like, no, get me wrong, we like Eli Manning, but when you bump against a team that has a suspect rush defense, you got to use that to your advantage. Like with my Broncos, I know the Bears got a really good defense and all, but I like to see them use Phillip Lindsay and Roy Freeman to the as much as they can. I know you and Bad Dog and every other Giants fan want the same thing with Saquon Barkley.
And Real New York Giants Mafia brings up a great point. He says it's tough to run when you only have the ball 9 minutes in the first half. You're absolutely right about that. The Giants did a horrible job of ball control, and a lot of that had to do with how poor they were on third down conversion, specifically that 3rd and 2 and the 4th and 1, because they didn't run. And they ran with Elijah Penny, in my opinion. They have to run the ball as much as possible, and that's every team for the most part. Everybody thinks that the league's a passing league now, and for sure, teams pass more than they ever did. But at the end of the day, the way that you're an effective passing team is you have to have a threat on the ground, right? You have to keep the defense honest, especially for the Giants. Eli Manning is not one of those quarterbacks that can go out there and throw the ball 50 times and win football games anymore. He's just not. And
I agree.
And that's how the Giants have to be successful. And it's not that crazy. The Minnesota Vikings did it with Case Keenum. Pat Shermer's last year there by running the football. Everybody thinks because Pat Shermer's this quarterback guru, everybody thinks that they run the ball so much. They didn't. I mean, they threw the ball so much. They didn't. They ran the ball the 5th most times that year, and that's what made Keenum so effective because it set up the play-action pass. Oh, I'm going to have to get that super chat in a second. Thank you so much, Damian. I'll get to that in a second. But anything else, buddy?
Oh, one last thing. I'm gonna let you go. You think the Mets gonna make the playoffs, or it might be too little too late for them?
14 games, 3 games back, but a favorable schedule. I'll let you know in 3 or 4 games. If they're within 2 games with 7 games to play with the 4-game Marlins series, they got a shot. But you got to get to be within 2 with 7 games to play in the season. Then I give them a chance.
Yeah, y'all end the series, y'all end y'all season with us. Y'all don't want it to come down. Y'all don't want us to be y'all favorite whether y'all get in or not.
We can't beat you guys. But maybe that doesn't mean anything for you guys, and you guys don't, let us win. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you go because I got people calling. But I just want to say, keep up the great work on your channel. I'll try to check out your videos whenever I get an opportunity. And thank you for your support.
All right. Good luck to y'all joining us tomorrow, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call. And I got to get to the super chat. This is an unknown caller. It could be a prank. I never like taking unknown calls. But let me get the super chat real quick, and then I'll let you talk. Dave, man, thank you so much for the super chat. A $10 super chat. Stand up, Dave, man. He says, well, the Bills' defense is very good. They're not as great as they think. Saquon could make the 85 Bears look silly. Josh Allen and that offense doesn't scare me at all. I expect a competitive game. Dave, man, you're spot on. Saquon Barkley could tear up any defense. We saw it last year against the Eagles twice and against the Chicago Bears. The Giants got to feed them the ball, and they can win this game. Make no mistakes about it. They can win this football game. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
What's going on? Who's this?
Oh, it's City, man.
City for real. What's going on, man? How you been?
Hey, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Regular stuff, you know.
Yeah. You ready for the game tomorrow? Or what?
Oh yeah, for sure. You already know that, man. Hey, I wanna ask the chat a question real quick, just because something that's been blazing through my mind. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, question is, do you guys think that Shermer is running us through a loop? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you guys think that Shermer is sabotaging us? Because I look at it like this, man. Week one, when we played the Cowboys, I think we could have ran the ball a lot more than what we did. Obviously, of course, with all of the yards that Barkley had or whatever. And he chose to abandon the run for some reason. I don't know. But then, second question is Latimer playing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I should have looked that up before I went live. I haven't heard any news on Cody Latimer. I hope he's playing. We need as many receivers as we could get for tomorrow's game, so I hope he's playing. I'll let you know before the game tomorrow. I'll let you know, but I haven't heard, to be honest with you. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. But as far as Shermer goes, I maybe are you kind of trying to ask me if he's tanking? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like you don't. Like,
I don't think so. I'm gonna tell you, Shermer had a horrible game plan last week, but I think what happened, I think he didn't run the ball enough early in the game, and I think by the time that the second half came around, they were behind by so much, they had to forget about the run. They didn't run the ball enough early on in the game. That was his mistake. I don't think he's tanking. I mean, at the end of the day, Pat Shermer, if the Giants lose a lot of games, his job's going to be on the line. You know what I'm saying? The fans are going to call for his job. So, no, I honestly don't think he's tanking.
yeah, no, I dig that. I don't know, man. I feel like he's rubbing us off, man. Like, you know what I mean? But
Oh, listen, man, I was
though,
pissed off just as much as everybody else. It was a horrible game plan. Both sides of the football. Horrible. They had all year to prepare for that. It looks like they didn't prepare for anything. They were lost.
Yeah, man. But hey, I do want to say this though. I'm gonna give a shout out to your boys. Good job for the Mets swinging the cannoli tonight. They did their thing, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a big win tonight. They gotta come up with another one tomorrow to stay in the race. We'll see if they can. But you always like to talk about the cannolis. I do appreciate that. You like cannolis. Who doesn't like cannolis, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. You already know, man. So I want to throw this last one in there. I want to throw this last one in the mix.
Yeah.
So if we do get Latimer, should we throw him in the slot?
No, I think Fowler's your slot guy. I think Fowler's the slot guy. I think Latimer's going to be on the outside. He'll play the part of Sterling Shepard, and then Russell Shepard will come in and play the part of Latimer. Latimer will be your number one guy tomorrow if he plays.
See,
well, obviously
throw a monkey wrench in there.
Ingram's your number one, but in terms of the wide receiver, in terms of the wide receiver position,
but I'm thinking we should throw a monkey wrench in there, like, you know what I mean, and put we could throw. Although I hate it, but I do think that if we put Ingram in the slot, because I realize a lot of the times, like, Eli does have good, how do you say it, like, he has good things happen when he has his tight end in the slot. Like, you know what I mean? We've seen it time and time again, whether it was Shockey or
Boss, Ballard.
What was the other dude's name that played when we were playing when we had Brandon Jacobs?
Yeah, Kevin Boss. Kevin Boss.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? He actually had good things going on when he had a tight end in the slot. So maybe they might.
Oh, lost connection there. City for real, I'm sorry. I didn't hang up on you. The lost connection, man. If you want to call back in and talk for a little bit more, I'll definitely take your call. City for real, great support of mine. I didn't hang up on him, though. Sorry about that, buddy. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? Who's this?
Hey, this is Ashtar Sharan, man, from Florida.
What's going on, buddy? Yeah, I saw you in the chat. What's going on, man? Thank you for calling in.
Hey, man, I just want to say that Pat Shermer is not tanking. Nobody in the NFC tanks.
No, he's not tanking. In the NFL, you can't tank because it's not like basketball where he's not tanking. There's no way. There's no lottery. He's not tanking. He'll lose his job if they go 1-15 or 2-14. He could lose his job.
Oh, you're absolutely right, man. But people in the NFL tank all the time, man. I've seen the Browns.
Well, the Dolphins are tanking. The Dolphins are tanking. That's a fact. The Giants aren't tanking though. They're not tanking.
Oh, no way. You can't tank in the NFC East and keep your job. They always get fired if they tank. Look at Chip Kelly. Look at Ben McAdoo. All them mugs. They get fucking fired.
Well, especially in the New York media. I mean, they'll I mean, I don't think Shermer's getting fired this year, no matter what. If I'm being completely honest, because they just drafted a quarterback, and even if people don't like Shermer, it's not good for a rookie quarterback to come in, learn Shermer's system, and then you fire Shermer, you bring in another guy the next year, and then he's got to learn a whole new system. It's like he's a rookie all over again. So, especially for a young quarterback you have to be patient. You have to let they drafted Daniel Jones because of Shermer. They think he fits the offense well, and you got to give Shermer at least a full season with Daniel Jones next year before you call for his head.
Oh, definitely, and especially since they just switched from the 3-4 to the 4-3.
Or reverse, you mean, the 4-3 to the 3-4.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, we got Betcher. If there's anybody on this staff that could get fired, it's Betcher. I don't think he will, but if there is somebody who could, it would be Betcher.
But on top of that, we're talking about Saquon Barkley and the last game where he only had 11 touches. That was a travesty.
Well, I think he had.
This guy should have had
He had 15 touches, but he only had 11 carries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had he had 30 or 35 touches, I think they would have won that game. And the same thing goes for the Bills tomorrow. I think that they will win this game if they give Saquon more touches. And Eli's not a bad quarterback. He is the man. And he could go for 2, 3, 400 yards every game.
Yeah, well, I at the end of the day, the Giants' best chance to win is Eli not throwing for 300 yards. It's him throwing for 200 yards, managing the game, and running the ball with Saquon Barkley. Is he capable of doing that? Sure, but that's not what this team wants to do. They want to be a team that establishes the ground game and wins the time of possession. And that was the problem last week. They didn't do that. They got away from what this team should be trying to do. And this week, they cannot do that. Can't do it.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I'll tell you what, man. The fact that these guys get away from the ground game and want to put it all on Eli is what makes him seem like a bad quarterback. But I'll tell you what, man. This guy is a fucking legend. Pardon my French.
Listen, man, I love Eli Manning. I recognize, listen, he's I say it all the time. I'm on YouTube. I don't want to be biased. I try to give people my honest opinion. I love Eli Manning. He's my favorite player who's ever put on a Giants uniform. I didn't get to see Lawrence Taylor in the heyday. I'm a Met, a Knick, and a Giant fan. I've only seen 2 championships since I've been watching sports, and Eli got me both of them. And I respect the hell out of the guy. I know his time is near. Obviously, we drafted a quarterback for a reason, but when I feel like he's getting bashed unfairly, I'm going to defend him. And I felt like this week he was getting bashed unfairly. I recognize this year if we fall out of it, we got to get to see what Daniel Jones has. But let that happen first. That's all I ask.
But you have to understand that last year was a down year for Eli, so you can't hold it against the commentators and everybody on the YouTube who want to bring the comments who say, oh, Eli's lost it, Eli's this, Eli's that. He's still got zip and he's still got accuracy in his throw. And you could see it last week. It was his receivers that were dropping the ball and, miscommunication here and there that.
Yeah, I mean, well, Eli made a couple, I'm not going to say he played a perfect game, but Eli, for the most part, I thought played well. What people are going to get on Eli about and what they've been getting on Eli about forever, for the last 2 or 3 years, he didn't take enough shots down the field. And they're going to get on him again this week because Eli's not going to take shots down the field this week because they have a great pass defense. And Eli's got to play it smart this week. He can't turn the ball over. So they're going to get on him again this week because Eli's not going to try to fit balls against this defense because, to be honest with you, that's not the right game plan this week. The right game plan this week is to be smart with the football and move the chains. But last week, I get the frustration. It was 3rd and 15. He's throwing 4-yard passes. I get why people are getting upset. But he played good enough to win that game. That game was not on Eli Manning.
Oh yeah, no. That was definitely not on Eli Manning at all. But a couple games last year were on him, and that's where the critique comes in.
Yeah, exactly. But anything else, buddy?
Oh no,
Just because I got people
I'm
calling.
an Eagles fan.
What'd you say?
I feel you, man. I'm an Eagles fan, but I like the G-men too, man. New Jersey Giants.
Okay. Oh, so you root for the Eagles and the Giants?
And not really, man. I really root for the Eagles, but I like the NFC East.
Right,
you know what I mean? Because only goofy quarterbacks can beat these motherfuckers.
I appreciate the call, buddy. Thank you for the call, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
Yep.
Have a good one. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
White chocolate, what's up?
That's who I thought it was. My man Isaiah. How you been, buddy?
I'm good, man. How you been?
Not too good. Our Giants have not been playing well. Knicks, I got to wait for them this year. We'll see how they do. But not a good start to the season last week, man. And hopefully get it turned around tomorrow.
Hey, Chris, I've been watching your videos, man. You know, again, great job, man. You know what, man? This really bothered me this week, Chris. It really did, man. You know, I was more disappointed in the defense. I was more disgusted by that because, you know what, man? I'm sorry. I've been spoiled all my life. I'm used to great defenses when the Giants. And honestly, the last 4 to 5 years, man, it's been terrible. And it's like, I feel like, you know, it's crazy, man. I feel like the one thing we have ignored the trenches for so long, and it's bothering me, man. And we're paying for it now, man. We're really paying for it now.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I'll say about the trenches, I think it's getting better, but it's still not where it needs to be yet. And I think we got to realize that, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. But the offensive line looked good last week.
Yeah, the offensive line, I'm not really worried about that no more, and I'm glad I can finally say that after since our last Super Bowl, where I can finally say that I don't have to worry about the line. But you know, now it's like, you know, it's you know, people are getting mad at the coordinator, and I understand it. I'm very upset with him as well. But listen, man, if you have no pass rush, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man, what defense you run, the 4-3 or the 3-4. No pass rush, no pressure. Your defense is not going to be good.
At the end of the day, the system's important. The defensive coordinator is important. Make no mistakes about it. The coaches, obviously, you look at Bill Belichick. Coaching is very important. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the talent, or if the talent's not ready yet because they're young, it doesn't matter what system you're on. It's not going to be successful. Like I said in my video, you look around the league, 3-4. Patriots, they've been the best team in football for the last 20 years. They run the 3-4. So it's not like you can't be successful with the 3-4 defense.
No.
But the one thing I think people were upset about, more so than running the 3-4, I think people would have rather the Giants brought the players in first that were meant to play the system before switching over to the system. Because they kind of switched to the system last year, and they still had players who weren't equipped to play it. So that was it. But at the end of the day, you have to make a transition at some point if you want to make that switch.
Yeah, and my thing is also this, though, man. It's like, I agree with you, and I did watch the video. Great. If you didn't watch that video, it's a great breakdown of the defenses. And, again, you know, it's to me, it's just about, like, you know, see, this is what scared me about picking, what's her name, at 17?
The D tackle. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to bring it back to it. This is what always put me in fear of we should have talked. And I know people are gonna get mad. Like, you know, it's just the way I feel that we could have got Jones at 17 and picked up Josh Allen at 6.
Listen, and I just want to get the super chat real quick. The ref with a $2 super chat. Forget about it. He says Josh Allen gonna smoke that ass tomorrow, boy. You know what, the ref? We'll see. I think it's gonna be a fun game tomorrow. I think we got a shot to beat you guys. And we're going to find out. We got to get pressure on your quarterback. Make no mistake about it. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day for the Giants. But we'll see, man. But thank you for the super chat. And thank you for tuning in. You're a Bills fan. I appreciate you for tuning in. But I I think we're gonna beat you guys tomorrow. I really do. I really do. Sorry to interrupt you there. But as far as that goes, the 6 and the 17, that was my exact thought process the night of the draft. I said, why are we taking Daniel Jones here when we could have got him at 17? Now, to be fair, after the draft, rumors came out that 2 or 3 teams in the middle between 6 and 17 were interested in Daniel Jones. Whether or not that's the truth or not, we'll never know. And the Giants technically probably could have tried to trade up, but maybe they, we don't know. Maybe the Giants tried to find, a partner and they couldn't to trade up from 17 before they made the pick. But at the end of the day, we got our quarterback. We have to hope he works out. But I'm with you, man. I wanted Josh Allen. You know that. I was upset on draft night, just like you were.
Of course.
Yeah.
Listen, man. It's just and again, I love City for real, but no NFL coach is crazy to tank. It doesn't happen in the NFL. It never will happen. The NFL, you are not allowed to tank 16 games. The fans, the owners, they won't like that. But you know what, man? I will say this: if there are negatives to the season, and I'm not hoping to lose. Yeah, I don't believe in losing in the NFL. Listen, man, if we lose, man, I say start Daniel Jones and then get us positioned to get a good defensive end or a linebacker. But I want to win games, man. I don't want to talk like that. I want to win games.
I'm with you, man. I'm not one of these fans. I mean, there's a video. There's a guy, a Giants video maker. I watched the video. He said he hopes the Giants get killed tomorrow, because so that they could switch Eli Manning for Daniel Jones. What are you talking about? How could you root for your team to get killed? How could you? I could never, especially in football. You wait all year, for the season to start. I never root for my team to lose. I can't root for my team to lose. I root for my team to win every Sunday. And, the silver lining if the Giants aren't ready yet, you get another high draft pick and you keep building through the draft. But I hope they go out there, they win 15 more games this year.
Listen, man, I still believe that we can win. I still believe we can win 9 games. If we change, listen, I got so frustrated. I know this is the last thing I'm going to say. I got so frustrated the fact that Saquon only touched it 15 times. And listen, the kid didn't play all preseason. There was no reason why he didn't at least get 25 touches. No reason to not get 25 touches.
Yeah.
It's no reason. So I'm going to leave now, brother. I love you. You're the sexy white chocolate. had to get serious on this one. I couldn't say all the nasty, provocative stuff I want.
Isaiah, man,
I was going to get dirty there, Chris.
I always love when you call in, Isaiah, man, and I look forward to talking some Knicks with you also in the season, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call. Thank you for being such a great supporter of the channel.
Oh, you already know, man. Love you, brother.
All right, buddy. Isaiah's the freaking man. Isaiah's the freaking man. Thank you for the call in. But, yeah, go ahead, call in. There we go. There's a call. Next caller, you're on live. Thank you for calling in. Who's this?
It's Delano. It's hard to come behind people like Isaiah. They have the greatest conversations, and it's hard to follow up with those sometimes.
Delano, man, I always love when you call in. Are you at work right now?
Of course.
Yeah, you're always working that overnight shift.
Yeah, I'm not leaving the shift. I'll tell you that. I got the seniority over here, so I'm happy. And, overall, I kind of enjoy, working the shift. So,
yeah. No, some people love that, the shift. But I know you're pumped up for tomorrow. I know you're a true Giant fan. You want them to win tomorrow. And what do you think we got a shot tomorrow or what?
Of course. I mean, I'll be honest. Like I said, I am honestly looking at the fact that we have a superb running back. And the weakness that I look at with Buffalo is exactly that. Their run defense isn't the best. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why we wouldn't give Saquon the opportunity to shine, especially against a team like that tomorrow. I mean, Pat Shermer, honestly, this is why I think Pat Shermer needs to go. You don't get a guy like that and limit his touches. Unless you're dealing with an injury, and that's not the case. You just don't stop a guy who's giving you 10 yards per carry throughout a game. You don't stop going to him when he's obviously right for, a great game.
Listen, man, I agree with you. And if he does not start to call better games, he might be fired. I hope not, because like I said to one of the previous callers, I think it's imperative for a young quarterback not to have a lot of coaching changes early in his career because he's coming in, everything's Chinese to him, right? He's coming from college to the pros. It is completely different. He's studying a playbook, he's learning all the plays, and to have a changeover in his second year, you're asking him basically to start all over again. So that is why I don't want Pat Shermer to get fired. But
Right.
if he doesn't improve his play calling and he keeps doing what he did week one, and he did it a lot last year too, he did it in the Eagle game. You have Barkley here for a reason. You have to force feed him the ball, and if he doesn't do that more often, his job is going to be in question. It will be.
And I mean, I get it. You want to shake it up, so you don't want to be predictable. But again, when you got transitional talent like that, you just don't stop feeding him the rock. He gets you the yards that you need. He can make plays off of broken plays. You've seen where the line would disintegrate in front of him, and he still end up getting you additional yards that you honestly would have chalked up to either A, stand still, or roll off.
Listen,
So,
that run, the 6-yard run he had last week was a perfect example of that. Most running backs, that's a 2-yard loss. He turned into a 6-yard gain. Perfect example of it.
Yeah, so and I got to be honest, you did calm me down with James Fletcher because I was calling for his job too, all throughout that game. But you made some very good points, and it made me and see this is where my fandom would come into play because I would actually want to see at this point trying to get a deal done to maybe bring in Patrick Peterson. This is on the last year of his contract. So whatever money that we would, whatever we would end up losing as far as monetarily, we could end up recouping that, or we could re-sign him because he's still serviceable. So his familiarity already with Betcher, him being a stellar corner that we're definitely lacking right now with some experience, would be a great marriage for us at the moment. So
It depends what the price would be. I agree. I get what you're saying, right? He's familiar with the system. He's still a solid corner. But what I worry about there, bringing him in via trade, I don't know if he's going to put this team over the top, in terms of being a good football team. And if he's not, I don't want to be giving up assets for a team that's still in rebuild mode.
Well, yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think where we benefit because we have so many corners. I would start kind of trying to trim the fat in that regard, almost like again he was at a log jam.
Yeah.
So
see, if I was to trade for a corner, I think Minkah Fitzpatrick makes a lot more sense because he's young, he's on a rookie contract. He's obviously going to cost a lot more than a Patrick Peterson, but he's on a rookie contract. He's young. You got him under control for 3 or 4 more years with the team option. That's the guy I'd be looking at. Peterson, he'd be a 1-year rental potentially. That's what I worry about, but. Peterson's a guy possibly we look at in free agency depending on the cost.
And that's where I'm going to next. See, for me, I'm looking at if I trade for him now, get him established enough, then again at the end of the season, I go ahead and give him a contract based off of his performance. Because at the end of the day, we know. I mean, he's a Pro Bowler. He's one of those guys that he still is serviceable. So, he's an upgrade from everybody at the position we got right now. Yeah. And again, I feel like one of those guys that if we brought him in now, establish the game, establish the system, then everybody else benefits because now we have our veteran that can mentor the next guys up. And again, like I said, I think for me, because I'm just a fan of him anyway, it's almost like the perfect opportunity for us to bring them in and for us to maybe, capitalize and become the team more immediate that we want it to be,
Yeah. Listen, I like the out-of-the-box thinking. At the end of the day, I don't think they're going to make trades. I think they're going to let these young guys learn. And I actually agree with that approach because, in my opinion, I don't think one player is going to put him over the top in that defense. I think they're going to need to improve as a unit. And next year is when you start bringing in established players through free agency. They're going to have a ton of money to spend, probably $80 million. And I expect them to spend the bulk of that on the defensive side of the football. Maybe an offensive lineman, maybe you bring in a right tackle, but I think the bulk of that will be getting a pass rusher, getting maybe another guy in the secondary. That's what I expect them to do in free agency next year.
Yeah, because another thing I did agree with too that you said is the system. That I would never have implemented the system before I got the players to implement that system with.
Well, that's what I was saying to the other caller.
And,
yeah, that's what I was saying to the other caller that Giants fans are upset about. It's not even so much the 3-4. It's more so that they didn't have the players in place when they made the switch.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at the guys that run it right now, they got superstar talent on that team. Like you look at the Rams, they got Garner in it. You know what I'm saying? They got Aaron Donald. If you look at Chicago, they got Khalil Mack. We don't have those guys.
No.
So we're building from the ground up, and as opposed to trying to establish the guys that already are here with the new system, I would have rather we run the traditional 4-3, and then we make that switch at the right time. And I would think maybe the following season, if you're able to go ahead and make an impact in free agency, bringing in guys that are able to run that system effectively. So
yeah,
that was always my biggest.
And I understand
and
that.
I agree 1,000,000%.
I understand that.
I agree 1,000,000% with the system as far as the effectiveness, but without the players, it's just it's almost like you just kind of see what happens. And
yeah, I mean, to ask
one of those
players
teams that are on the cusp of a potential playoff berth, and next thing you know, because of that system that we're running, some new guys, we go from being a playoff team to you're back in the lottery.
Yeah, I mean, last year, I think we took it for granted as Giants fans. They brought in 2 completely new systems, and they had a lot of players still in that defense that were meant for the 4-3, or that were at least accustomed to playing the 4-3. And we brought in a completely new offensive system. So it made sense that the Giants got off to such a poor start, because you're asking guys to learn something that they're not familiar with. So that's my thought process on last year's team. This year's team, the reason they're going to struggle, I think the offense is going to be fine. I really do. It's the defense. The defense is so inexperienced. And you can't expect an inexperienced defense to play well. And the only way you're going to be able to help that defense is if they run the football. They have to win the time possession every game. That's the only way they're going to win football games. That's the only way.
I agree 1,000,000%. I was also going to ask too, with the I guess with his job on the line, is there anybody that you look at that could be a potential replacement for Pat Shermer?
That's a good question. A lot of people point to Lincoln Riley. A lot of people like him out of Oklahoma. Harbaugh, I have always liked him. I always thought he was a good coach. I know, he doesn't get along with upper management, which is why San Francisco got rid of him. But he's known as a quarterback guru. Might be a good guy for Daniel Jones to learn under. You saw what he did with Alex Smith. So, off the top of my head, those are 2 coaches. I don't know if they'd want to come here, but those are 2 guys off the top of my head.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any other like maybe an Urban Meyer? Would you consider him, even though the circumstances of him leaving Ohio State was already kind of checkered? Or would you bring him in if he was available, or had shown any interest in becoming a Giants head coach?
Urban Meyer's had great success in college. The one thing I'll say about Urban Meyer, not a lot of his quarterbacks have had a lot of success in the pros. I think Alex Smith was an Urban Meyer quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I think he's the only one that had real success in the pros. But he's a phenomenal college coach. It's a guy. Yeah, I would bring him in for an interview at the very least. But he's always been a guy that has never shown any interest in coming to the NFL, right?
I think maybe like 1 or 2 seasons that Ohio State won, he considered it, or it was one of those rumored considerations. But I think it was the team that was pursuing him that was like, nah, I'm not really looking at that team specifically.
Yeah.
And I think the Jets was one of those teams at the time when that was rumored to be looking at him or trying to bring him in, but he declined that. immediately he went on the record and said that he had, at that point, that's when I remember him going on the record and saying that he had no interest right now at switching over to the pros. But again, circumstances can always change, and you know, it could be just the right situation that he was looking for. Hey, maybe the money wasn't right for that coaching job, or maybe the money was right, but I don't want to be in this environment specifically. So
yeah, you never know. You never know. I in my heart, I honestly, no matter how bad this team does this year, I think Shermer's the coach at least for one more year. So I don't think you're going to see a new coach until the following year, and hopefully you don't see one at all. Hopefully the team gets better next year, and hopefully they get better this year. I'm not quitting on this season yet, but I don't expect a new coach for at least 2 more years at the earliest. But at that point, who knows? Those names I think would be near the top of the list. Urban Meyer, Lincoln Riley, Harbaugh if available. So those are the guys that I'd be looking at from the college ranks. And of course, there's always hotshot coordinators. I can't predict the future. But Delon, I want to let you go because I got somebody calling in, a lot of people calling in. But I just want to say thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for being a phenomenal subscriber, and I hope to see you in the stream tomorrow.
okay, definitely, and I appreciate it. Everybody have a good night, and to everybody in the chat, have a good one, Chris.
You got it, my man. Thank you so much for the call, man. I had a great conversation with you. Thank you.
All right.
And 1 second, I just want to get the super chat. John Laterno, thank you so much, man. A $2 super chat. Forget about it. He says, shave that chest hair for you. Shave that chest hair. You're the man. John Laterno, they got to make the playoffs first. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on?
I just want to tell you, man, you're doing a great job, man. You do great videos. I love your videos. I've been a subscriber since last year when the Giants were knocked out of the playoffs.
Oh, man, I really... what's your name in the chat so I know?
Hey, it's Ashtar Sharan again.
Okay, man, I appreciate you and Darnell, I'm going to get that in a second, Darnell, 1 second. But, man, I appreciate you being such a great part of my channel, watching my videos. Whenever anybody calls and compliments me, I put in a lot of hard work on my videos, so it means a lot to me when people acknowledge my hard work. So, thank you.
Oh, you can tell you do hard work, man, because you do your research and you know what you're talking about. That's actually a breath of fresh air compared to everybody else that I've been watching, especially with the NFC East.
I really appreciate that, man. Let me just get the super chat real quick. Darnell, man, one of my best subs, man. Thank you so much, man. $2 super chat. Forget about it, he says. He just says simply love. And I appreciate the love, Darnell, man. Thank you so much, man. And I hope to see you tomorrow at the Giants stream, and hopefully we get a win. But, yeah, man, listen, man, I always appreciate when people come in, call in, and compliment me. It means a lot, and that's really what kind of drives me to keep wanting to put in more and more work and make better videos for you guys.
Hey, man, the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you get, the better your videos get, the more subscribers you get, the more money you get. It's gravy, right?
I appreciate man. I mean, I have a dream, man. One day I'd love to do this full time, whether it be on here or somewhere else. But I can't do it without you guys. So I try to put out the best work I can. All
right, man. Just tell your moderators to stop banning people.
I will do. Yeah. I told them earlier. The only time I ever want anybody to ban people if they're spamming or if they're like over the top, like if they're saying the N-word or they're being very disrespectful. But if they're getting in arguments, don't ban people. That's all I ask.
Well, I mean, I get over the top sometimes with some curse words and this and this and that, but I don't spam people. I may say the same thing here and there, but it's not a spam because it's not over and over and over again. But back on topic, I do believe that the Giants will come out with a win this time. I guarantee you.
I think I never like to say guarantees because I think this is a close game.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I'm picking the Giants. I think the Giants match up fairly well with this team because as bad as our pass rush
Buffalo
is,
dropped Shady McCoy.
They dropped Shady McCoy, and
yeah,
I think their weakness, in my opinion, is their quarterback. And I like Josh Allen. I think he could become a good quarterback, but I don't think he's ready yet. I think he makes a lot of turnovers, and I think that we are going to be able to force him at least to get opportunities to create turnovers. Dak Prescott is not that type of quarterback. I think we're going to get some turnovers in this game. I really believe that.
Yeah, especially with the double moves because he's good on the double moves.
Yeah, and then the other thing you got to worry about with him, of course, is his running ability. I mean, the guy is very good athletically, so We always struggle with that. So that's one thing we got to look out for tomorrow. And you know he's going to run with the football. So got to worry about that. But I think we're going to have some opportunities to get after the quarterback and create some turnovers tomorrow.
All right. Definitely, man. Hey, I appreciate your video, man. Keep doing it.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, anytime. Later, brother.
All right, buddy. Des Bryant looks healthy. But, yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the chat. Yeah, that's all I ask my moderators. Don't just ban people unless, like I said, if they're spamming or they're being racial or, over the top. But if people are just getting in arguments, you don't need to ban people. But it seems like it's dying down a little bit. Somebody wants to call in, go ahead. We'll take as many calls as we can get, and then we'll call it a night. We got a game tomorrow. I got to be up to early. It's a 1 o'clock game. But Josh Allen is the most physically gifted quarterback in the NFL, along with Wentz and Douglas. In terms of just pure tools, I don't know if he's the most, but he's up there. He is very, very physically gifted. Still got to work on that accuracy, and he's got to work on the turnovers. That's what you worry about. What's going on? Thank you to everybody for tuning in. It's 12:20. I'll give you guys 3-4 more minutes. Nobody calls in, we'll call tonight. You think we see Cody Core tomorrow? Joe Nathan, I think we're going to see Cody Core tomorrow. I think we have to. Well, Latimer's questionable from what I saw. Somebody said it. Latimer's questionable. So if Latimer plays, maybe we don't. But if he's out, Tana, we keeping your chat as positive as I know you guys are great. I appreciate all the love, guys. I appreciate all the love, you guys. This dude really called. I don't know what you're talking about, New York for Life 12. I don't know what you're talking about. You're loyal to the G-Men and give great analysis. I just subscribed, but you make great content. Walking Free 2019, I really appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate everybody. Everybody who watches my content, calls in, comes into the live streams. What channel is the game on? It's on CBS. It's on CBS tomorrow. Austin. Bills will wax that. We'll see. Hippie let bang. I'd like to get a Bills caller. I don't think we've gotten a Bills caller all night. If you're a Bills fan and you want to talk football and be respectful, go ahead and call in. I'd like to get a Bills caller before we call tonight. Steven Castillo, I appreciate the thumbs up, man. I'm from the Warriors live stream. Oh, that's awesome. So you've been here for a while since the playoffs. Chris, I don't like to see you suffer, but the Giants. MH brought the Dolphins. I'm a Bills fan, but I can't call. That's all right, Anthony Simonelli, man. That's all right. Pretty sure you had. Maybe we had one. I might have. Yeah, I think I had one, Ashtar. I had one. Numbers right above. 914-481-3540. 914-481-3540. It's right above the scoreboard right there. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Papa John's Pizzeria. How may I help you?
Papa John. Is this a prank call?
No, it's Papa John's. You called me.
Oh, okay. All right. Goodbye then. I didn't call you. That was the prank call. That was a very creative prank call. He called in to say it was Papa John's. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Why the fuck are we going to talk about Papa John's? We might as well be talking about the Jets and the Mets playing, for fuck's sake.
Who's this?
This is Jared.
What's going on, man? Thank you for calling in, buddy.
Baby. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just getting ready for the game tomorrow. And hopefully my Giants come out with a win. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's go Giants, man.
Yeah.
I got 1,500 on, so let's see what happens.
You got 1,500 on, straight up or spread?
Spread, baby.
All right. So what did you get him at? 2.5?
2.5. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I pray.
What do you think about that? I gotta have a Sunday win.
I would never bet that.
3 Sundays have been bad.
I would never bet that amount of money, but if I'm being honest, if I'm going to be honest with you, I think they're going to win. So I think you'll win your bet. I honestly believe that. I don't just say that because I'm a Giants fan. I think they're going to win the game. So.
All right. Well, I'll send you a bottle of nice cab when it happens tomorrow.
There you go. I'm going to hold you to that.
That's fine.
No, I'm just kidding with you. But I think they're going to win tomorrow. I really do. But I'm not. It's far from a lock. Buffalo's got a good football team, and but the fact that we're at home, and I think Buffalo got a little lucky last week. If Bills fans will lie to you if they tell you otherwise. They fell down 16-0. They turned the ball over 4 times and won the game. So I think maybe they're due for some bad luck this week. And I think the Giants learned from their lesson from last week. I think they run the ball. And if they run the ball effectively, I think they're going to win the game if they can control the clock.
No, I agree. All right, well, listen, great show. I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
No, man. Good luck on your bet tomorrow, man. That's much more important than my show, man. That's a lot of money. So I hope you win. And I'll be thinking about you during the stream tomorrow. So good luck.
Thanks, man.
You got it, buddy. Next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Domino's Pizza. How may I help you?
Now we got Domino's. Thank you for the call. And Hippie, our defense is terrible. I'm not going to tell you it's not. You guys are good listen, I haven't said anything bad about the Bills. I respect you guys. I've called you guys my sleeper since the beginning of the year. Is this another Domino's Pizza or is this a real call? Hello?
What's going on?
What's going on? Who's this?
This is Hippie Little Bang.
Oh, so all right, good. We got a Bills call. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Ready to talk. Tell me why. I'm assuming you think your team's gonna win, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell me why. Tell me what you guys are gonna do.
Basically, I see your guys' defense is very vulnerable.
And you know what? You're absolutely right about that.
I could definitely see Josh Allen pulling out another 250-plus passing yards a game. I can see Devin Singletary getting more carries, more rushes. I think it'll be a good game, but I don't know. I feel like we're going to win.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. If I was a Bills fan, I'd be confident too. I mean, the Giants defense looked horrible last week. You guys have a good defense. I'd be confident, but I'm confident too. I'm confident as a Giants fan. I really am because we're at home. And I think our strength, not that you guys have a real weakness on defense, but your weaker part of your defense is your run defense. So we have the best running back in football. If the Giants focus on the run,
no doubt.
We got a chance to win this game. And
yeah, no doubt.
That's what it comes down. And you got a young quarterback. So that's what, I'm hoping the experienced quarterback who he doesn't have a lot of tread left on the tires, but he's experienced. He's not going to make as many mistakes as your quarterback if they're put in the same situations. So I'm hoping we get your quarterback under pressure, makes a few mistakes, we run the ball well, and we win a sloppy game. Like a 17-14, 20-17, 21-17, something like that. I don't expect to win this game if you guys score 20 points because I think you have a great defense. I respect your defense a lot. And I think you guys could make the playoffs this year. I really do like the Giants in this game, though. I really do.
It's biased. I think it's biased, man.
Hey!
But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm trying to give you – I picked you guys to go to the playoffs before the season started. So, or at least contend. I think you guys are a 9-win team this year. So,
if I was thinking this was like a Patriots game or playing somebody elite, of course I'd take the L. But come on, man.
Listen, as a Bills fan, you should expect to beat the Giants. You should be confident. I just think the Giants are going to win tomorrow. I really do. I think we match up good with you guys. I really do.
We're the real New York team.
Well, technically, geographically, you are. But at the end of the day, when people think New York, they don't think Buffalo. Let's be real.
Man. We have a lot of fans, though. You got to agree, Bills Mafia's on the come up.
Bills Mafia, listen, you guys have a great – well, I don't know if you guys have a crazy fan base. I see some of those YouTube videos. I see guys slamming women through tables. You guys are lighting stuff on fire. But you guys definitely do have a very passionate fan base. And I would say one of probably the top 5, 6, 7 most passionate fan bases in the sport. You do. You definitely do.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
Appreciate the love.
But I never hate the Bills. I root for you. I mean, I never root against them. I actually liked the Bills when I was growing up. I liked Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith. And I'll be rooting for you guys this year because I picked you guys as one of my sleepers. I picked you guys and the Packers were my 2 surprise teams this year. So I'll be rooting for you guys this year, just not this week.
Hell yeah, bro.
But
nice talking.
Yeah, man, I appreciate the call, man. I hope you subscribe to the channel, and I hope you tune in at least for a little bit if you have some time to the stream tomorrow. And good luck after this week.
Okay, you too, man.
All right, buddy, man. Thank you for calling in. All right, we got another call. Is this Pizza Hut or is this a real call?
This is Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Delivery. How may I take your order?
Oh, thank you for calling in. I will take a extra large pepperoni pizza, breadsticks, and garlic knots. Anything else?
I don't know. It's you.
All
I got
right.
it all written down.
All right. Thank you for
What's
writing
your-
it down. I expect you to be here in 30 minutes. All right. Have a good one. Next one. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, yeah, I can't take this. Sorry.
All right, guys. Seems like we're getting a lot of stupid calls now. It is 12. I'll take one more. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. And I am streaming the game, Austin. I am streaming the game. And Clocks, I cannot call you the Malika anymore. You're absolutely right about that. What's going on? You're on live. Is this Pizza Hut?
It's Slurpee.
Are you Slurpee, the actual subscriber Slurpee, or is this a prank call?
No, this is the actual Slurpee.
What is going on, Slurpee? How you doing, buddy?
Well, this is my first time, so.
I mean, I get it. Maybe a little nervous first time you call in. I'm excited you called in, though. You're a great subscriber of mine. I'm excited to talk to you.
Thank you, bro. You're actually awesome what you do. You know, it's amazing. Having to do all this stuff so I don't have to do it, you know?
I appreciate that, man. And yeah, so you think we got a shot tomorrow or what?
Yeah, I think we got a big shot, you know. Saquon got to get more carries on the ball, you know, because it wasn't enough against Dallas. And also, our wide receiver core is weak right now, and we need to strengthen it up.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, especially with the wide receiver core, the way it's going to be tomorrow, they've got to focus heavily on the run. And I expect them to. I really do. And
yeah,
it's definitely not a game that we're definitely going to win, but I think it's a game we can win. And we got to stick to the script. That's it.
I agree with you.
That's what it comes down to. And I want them to establish that run from the start and don't look back. Do not abandon it under any circumstances. Continue to pound the ball. Continue to set Eli up with play action opportunities. And hopefully we get out of there with a win tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what we all want, you know, win against Buffalo. One question for you. Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
I didn't hear his name a lot against the Cowboys, but he was in there, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was in there. Didn't do a lot.
Yeah, he's going to be a big part in locking down LaShawn McCoy this weekend.
LaShawn McCoy's not on the Bills anymore. They
he isn't?
No, they cut him.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah. They got a rookie running back there, Singletary, I think his name
Oh,
is.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. McCoy's on the Chiefs now.
The Chiefs?
Yeah, he got
well,
paired back
good
up.
To know.
Got paired back up with Andy Reid.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And one more question. Joe Mixon, do you know anything about him? He's questionable.
I honestly, I know who Joe Mixon is. I have no idea if he's playing or not. What? I'm guessing he's on your fantasy team.
Yeah, he's on my fantasy team. I don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, go to RotoWorld. That's the best site to go to check out for injury updates for fantasy. RotoWorld.com.
What is it called?
Roto, ROTO World.com.
All right, thank you so much. Well, bro, I'm gonna go, but thank you so much for what you do. You're awesome, bro.
I appreciate that, Slurpee, man. Thank you for tuning in to all my streams and support my channel as much as you do. And I hope you enjoy the game tomorrow.
Yeah, you too, bro. I'll try and stop in.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
That was Slurpee. I'm glad I got to talk to Slurpee. He tunes into all my streams. And what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's up? It's Nations.
Nations! I'm so glad I got to talk to Nations before we wrap this up. I love Nations. Nations is the best. I love this kid. One of the smartest. How old are you, Nations?
Just turned 13 on February.
Nations is 13. He knows more about football than probably half the 30-year-olds that are my subscribers. He is very knowledgeable. I absolutely love this kid. What is going on, buddy?
What's up? Sorry if it's muffled because I'm sick right now, but for the Bills game, I know we say the same thing every week, and I don't know why they do it. How many games did we lose this year or last year just because we didn't run the ball? We could have beat Philadelphia. We could have beat a handful of other teams. All we have to do is run the ball. Please just run the ball. Don't make Eli throw the ball 40 times. I don't care, what his completion percentage is. End of the day is you need to have the run set up so you can do the play action, especially since we don't have any of our wide receivers in the game. You're going to need to get those cheap plays. And really the only way to do that is to run the ball, catch them off guard, make them load the box, and then throw it deep. Because, wait, is Lattimore playing?
He's questionable.
Oh my God, who's even playing?
Well,
Who do we
if he's out, our three receivers, you're gonna have Fowler in the slot. You're probably gonna have T.J. Jones in the starting lineup, and you'll have Russell Shepard. That's probably gonna be your three starting receivers.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, they showed some glimpses. They're not that bad, but I mean, for your starting three, that's not really ideal. But can we please make a move, please? Please, can you go out and get
Minkah Fitzpatrick?
Minkah, please. I don't care how much depth we have. We need defense. Like, especially if I know he's young, but he had a really good rookie season. He could, he'll instantly be a leader, like you said in your video, if we get him. And we could probably get him for a cheap price. I mean, I know he's young, but when you look at all the other players, all the elite players that ever got traded, they all, I'm not talking about like 1900s, because I didn't really look at that, but in the 2000s, right? Even this season, last season, the season before that, you look at the trades. They get so many of these players on a discounted price. But you got Clowney, who got.
I know what you say. I know what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't think we'll get him for cheap. You brought up Clowney. Clowney's gonna be a free agent next year, and he's not on a rookie contract. Minkah Fitzpatrick is on a rookie contract for 4 more years, so that's very valuable. Usually, when you trade players, you don't trade them on their rookie contract when they have 4 years left, especially when they're talented.
That is true. I didn't understand why they wanted to trade him in the first place, because, I mean, if they're rebuilding, why would you get rid of, like, your youngest player who actually has... Well, I mean, he doesn't want to be there, so
that's what it is. I don't think Manning
yeah.
wants to trade him. I think he is so pissed off that he's saying, I'm not happy being here, and they're saying, okay, see what you can get.
I mean, who would be happy playing for the Dolphins? Come on, like, the Dolphins? Nobody wanted to play
I love Dolphins, and I wouldn't want to play there.
Yeah. And I forgot what I was gonna say. There was reports. There was, I think, like 2 or 3 reports that came out, I think yesterday or the day before that they want a first round pick, but they'll likely settle for a second round pick and a little bit more. So I think you could probably give up around like 2 second round picks and maybe like another player like a RJ McIntosh or something, I don't know, man. I just hope that we can at least put up an offer. I just want to put up an offer.
I think it's a perfect fit for that price. I'm not giving up a first. 2 seconds, if I could bring in Fitzpatrick, I'm going to tell you why. He improves the team this year, but more importantly, he fits the time frame of the defense. He's still very young. He's still very affordable. So you get a guy, you get a first-round talent on a cheap contract who's going to be here for 3 or 4 more years on that cheap contract. Now you got him. You got Peppers, you got Baker, you got a really good young secondary. You're paying them pennies on the dollar, and then you could spend your money on the other parts of the defense to make that a full defense. And he fits the system beautifully. He really does.
Exactly.
So I'd be
we
very
need all
happy.
the help we can get at this point at defense, but Week 1 was actually like a blessing in disguise. I am hoping that Dak does at least good this year, so they pay him that $40 million. So I could go back and laugh at them, because I don't think Dak is a bad quarterback. I just don't think he's worth $30, $40 million. I think he's worth like around $30 million, but I would not pay him $40 million. That's just ridiculous.
He's not getting $40 million. He might.
Yeah,
he
if
might
the
get,
Cowboys did that, I would be so happy.
He might get 33, 34, and I'm going to be happy if he gets that, because Dak's a good quarterback. Okay, I don't want to sound like a biased Giant fan, but he's not great, and I want him to pay him like he's great, because that's going to affect you. You're going to lose other players because of it. So please pay Dak $34 million. Please pay Amari Cooper $20 million. Please do it.
Yeah. And one last thing before I leave. I'm just going to give. I'm just going to give my 3 keys to win the game. They're pretty obvious, right? I mean, I think everybody already knows this. Just run the ball, please. Why do you make Eli throw the ball 40 times? It doesn't make sense.
You're not going to win when Eli throws the ball, especially against this defense. You're not running. If he throws 40 times, you're not beating this team.
I know. He had 100 yards with 11 carries. What are you doing? Why do you stop running it? I don't get it. Barkley is going to give you those 1 or 2 big, spectacular runs that stretches the field, and that is the energy that we need, because you saw that the defense needs all the help they can get. I feel like they will be able to get 1 stop, maybe 1 stop, all game, maybe 1 stop, a 3 and out, but to be fair, Cooper did drop a slant, a pass on the slant that would have got them the first down, but still, we'll take what we can get. All we have to, I mean, we had an excellent run defense, especially against Zeke, but I mean, they kind of limited him because he wasn't really, well, he was in shape, but I guess they didn't really want to overdo him because he hasn't really been in training camp, so they didn't really want to, risk getting him injured. But I think really, I said this when we got done with the draft, when we got what's his name, the new D-Law on the Giants, Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, Dexter
Lawrence.
Yeah.
I knew we were gonna do a good job and run defense, but as everybody else, I was still skeptical about the pass defense. If we could just generate some type of pressure, I think we can win this game. But we cannot start out 0-2 because if we do, then that's going to be very bad. Yeah, it's going to be over.
If we're 0-2, you're asking now the team has to go to Tampa and win, then you got to beat the Redskins, which I think they could. But then you got the Vikings and the Patriots. I mean, you're looking at best 2-4 if you lose your first two games, in my opinion. So they got to win this game.
Agree.
They got to win this game. Make no mistake about it. They got to win the next. If they want to make the playoffs, they really got to win the next three. But one game at a time. We can't worry about week 3. We got to worry about week 2. Our season's on the line tomorrow, and let's get a win. I think we can. We got to find a way to do it.
I really think that a lot of people don't think we're a good football team, but realistically, I think we're like I wouldn't say that we're like an insane good team. We're not like the Patriots. We're not like any of these other teams. But I think that we really could have won if we could just play smart. If the defense could just get one or two stops, because the offense showed that they can, win or not win, but they showed that they can move the ball. Obviously, they can't score points, but they can move the ball. But we just need the defense to help the offense out because if the defense plays at least average, then the offense will definitely be able to go down the field, score points. If you can give them more possessions. And if we could just run the ball so we can get a higher time of possession, I think we could easily win this game. And we have to win this game. We have to.
We have to,
and
that's the key. That's the key is the time of possession because it keeps the defense fresh and it allows you to get after the quarterback. But we're going to find out tomorrow in 12 hours. So
yep, it starts at 1, right?
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock Eastern time?
1 o'clock Eastern time, yeah. So hopefully we get a win tomorrow, Nations. And I just want to say I always love talking to you. Great supporter of my channel, Kid Blue, I see you on there all the time. I'm sure Bad Dog. So you're just a great supporter of the whole Giants community. So thank you for everything you do for all of us.
Thank you.
And thank you for calling in, buddy.
All right. Have a great night.
Have a good one, man. Enjoy the game tomorrow.
All right. I'll try. I'm going to send out a prayer for all of the Giants fans. Okay, I got you.
All right, man. So that was Nations. And, guys, I will wait 1 or 2 more minutes, see if we get another call. Otherwise, we're going to call it a night. Oh, there it is. There's the call. What's going on? You're online. Thank you for calling in. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Who's this?
Isaiah.
Isaiah, what's going on?
What's good? Wanted to talk about how the Giants, I think they can win tomorrow. I think they can win. Or tonight, actually. Today.
I agree.
I feel they can do that because, well, first of all, they got to run the ball more than week 1. Like, they barely ran the ball,
Of course.
They gave him 11 carries. Like, come on now.
That's inexcusable. Yeah, we've been saying that all night. I mean, you can't. It has to be a lot more than that. 11 carries inexcusable, and that's the key to this game tomorrow. And I hope Buffalo Bills are ready for it because we're coming. He's getting at least 20 carries tomorrow. Mark my words. All the criticism Pat Trimmer got this week, they're going to run the ball at least 20 times to Saquon Barkley tomorrow, guaranteed.
Yeah. They also got to step it up on that defense. That defense was horrendous.
Oh, God. As bad as it gets. And Chris Sino, I see you're asking if you can call. Sino, you can call anytime you want. Are you kidding me? But, yeah, no, they have to step it up on they have to get a pass rush. They have to, and in this game, I know I said after the first game, I said they have to play a little more conservative on defense, but in this game, they have to go all out because you're playing a young quarterback, and you have to try to force them to make mistakes. They have to send the blitz.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, I mean, everyone's gone. All the wide receivers are gone. Evan Ingram, he's going to have a good game. I feel he will.
I think so, too. He's coming off his first 100-yard game of his career, and he has to have a good game. He's our only guy to throw to in this game. Maybe Latimer plays. We'll see. But even he's unproven. You know?
Yeah.
So Ingram's going to have a big game if we're going to win this game. Him and Barkley are going to have big games.
Yeah,
You know?
because who's starting? Who's starting?
Well, Latimer's game time decision, so we don't know about him. You've got if he's playing, you got Russell Shepard and you got Fowler. If he's not playing, you're gonna have Russell Shepard, Fowler, and probably T.J. Jones.
It's not that bad. It can be worse, but
yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, we got to wait till week 5 till we're fully healthy there. You know, Golden Tate will be back from the suspension, and you know, hopefully by then Shepard's back from the concussion. But you know, I'm nervous for it tomorrow because I know it's do or die. But I think we can pull it out. I really do. In my heart, I really do think we can pull it out.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Anything else, my man?
No.
All right, man.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you for being a great supporter, great subscriber, and enjoy the game tomorrow.
All right, you too. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Next caller, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
Hi, my name is John.
John, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. No, I just don't want to be the dead horse here, but I feel like we could really win with Saquon Barkley just getting the ball.
Listen, man, it's not rocket science. So I've been saying it all night. Give Barkley the ball. Last year, they gave Barkley the ball in terms of carries. I'm not talking touches. 20 carries or more 4 times. You know what their record was in those 4 games? 3-1. In games in which he had under 20 carries, they were 2-10. So it's simple. I mean, it's not easy to do that. I get it. Sometimes the situation calls for you to run less if you're falling behind in the game. But there were a lot of games last year where he should have had more carries than he had, and he didn't get it. And for them to win tomorrow, you bet your ass he's got to have over 20 carries.
Like look at the Eagles game. The Eagles game last year at like week 12 or something, we were winning like 19-3 in the first half while giving Saquon the ball. Saquon went crazy, but then second half we gave him like 5 touches and he disappeared and we lost.
Made no sense last year. That game was Pat Shurmur's worst coach game. It was probably even worse than the Cowboys game. That was an awful game by Shurmur last year. That was his worst game that he coached all of last year. We dominated the Eagles the entire first half, and I had a bad feeling going into the half because he threw the pick, right, when Eli tried to force it to Beckham. And I'm like, okay, Eagles don't get anything, but we leave 3 points on the board, and now all the momentum shift. And then in the second half, they just didn't run the ball. And he did a horrible job in that game. He blew that game for us.
Yeah, and just look at the Panthers. How come Saquon Barkley can't be to the Giants what Christian McCaffrey is to the Panthers? And Saquon Barkley is a full 30-something pounds heavier than him, but yet Christian McCaffrey is treated like a bell cow.
There's no reason he can't be. That's what we drafted him for. We drafted him to be a guy that gets at least 25 touches between catches and runs a game. That's how we're going to win. And that's what the Giants got to do tomorrow. He's got to get 25 touches tomorrow for us to win.
It's minimum. He's built for it.
Yeah. I agree with you.
All right.
Give me 20 carries, give me 5 catches, I'll be happy. But thank you so much for calling in, man, and enjoy the game tomorrow. Hopefully we get a win.
I will.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Next caller, thank you for calling in.
Hey, how are you? Love the show. You do a great job, first and foremost.
I appreciate that.
But nobody's really talked about this. I think we got a lot of young players, and I understand that. You know, they have a lot of potential. We got some high-round defensive picks here. But the thing that people don't understand is you put these guys on New England with Belichick. You know, the coaching on this team really scares me because I don't know if Shermer's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's creating a losing culture, and he seems like he's okay with it. Like every time I hear him talk, you know, at the end of the games, we tried hard. How can you say you tried hard when you gave up 35 points? I mean, at the end of the game, they switched to a lot of zone coverage. Nobody knew where the hell they were going. You know, that's on Betcher. That's on the coach. And nobody seems to, it's just this when Coughlin was here, this didn't happen. You know what I mean? But I want a guy that hates to lose, and I feel like Shermer is definitely not creating that. And I can't stand that about him.
I completely
He's so
get your
soft-spoken.
I completely get your point. I completely get your point, and there's a lot of things not to like about him. But let me say this, and I'm not trying to defend him. My stance on Shermer is I want to give him 3 years. I want to give him 3 years.
I hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, before I make my decision, because I want, like I've been saying all night, I want Daniel Jones to get a full season as the starter in the system that he learned. So that's why I want to hold on to Shermer. But you brought up Shermer's personality, right?
It's just lackadaisical. Like you got to create. I want guys that the one thing I liked about Will Hernandez. Forget about his scouting profile. He hated to lose.
Right.
Everybody, when they drafted him, he hated it. I want a team that hates losing more than they like winning, if that makes sense.
I
feel like Shermer just doesn't. Yeah. I don't know, and I'm not saying I'm not a fire. I never wanted Coughlin fired. You know what I mean? But
I love Coughlin.
Here's the thing, I loved him too, and it was a shame seeing him leave. But nonetheless, we had Ben McAdoo. Maybe I know the benching thing, and I was against it and all that, but I get it. But they're so quick to fire these guys. Everybody tells me Shermer's a genius offensively. We did have a couple 30-point performances last year, whereas the year before that, it was 2 years we went without scoring 30 points. But he's such an offensive genius, and Barkley carries the ball 11 times. I understand that game was a blowout, but I mean these 3rd and 1s with Elijah Penny, these rollouts. I mean, you're supposed to maximize the talent that you have.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
One thing I'm going to say about the personality thing. One thing, and I get everything you're saying, because there are a lot of games where I'm like, well, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But what did everybody say about Eli Manning's personality when he came here, when he started?
Oh, I understand that.
That's why I'm saying sometimes you could be a leader without having that type of personality. And so that's all. Maybe the personality is good for New York. Just like everybody thought. I remember when Eli got drafted, everybody's like, "Oh, he's too shucks.
I remember.
He's not fiery. He doesn't get in your face." Well, it turned out that was perfect. So, but I get it from a head coach. It's different. So I get what you're saying. Coughlin, even though Coughlin at the end of his tenure kind of softened up a little bit, but
he did, and he did.
And a lot of people didn't like it. But I'm with you. I like the traditional coach. I like that fiery guy. I agree with you.
It's just like I feel like these guys are afraid to coach today. They're afraid to, if somebody does something wrong, I'm not saying you got to do it publicly. Obviously, we may not never see it. But the fact of the matter is, I want a team, I don't know. I think the coaching in this league is just the disparity is so huge. You got the guys at the top and you got everything else. And you just get stuck. Daniel Jones is only going to be as good as the coaching staff around him.
I completely agree with
you only got a few, and if he comes into this, and they create this, it's okay to go 5-11 every single year. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem because, this team, the way it's set up, especially on defense, we got basically no veterans outside of Bethea. You know what I mean? And a couple of holdovers from the Gene Betcher regime at Arizona. But it's going to be difficult. And I don't know.
It's
your call, man.
I got to wait until I think next season is when we really get a full grasp of the plan. Because next season is when they have the $80 million to spend. They'll be able to bring in some established vets for that defense. These players that they drafted by next year, we're going to know if they're good. If Lorenzo Carter does not take a huge step by next season, he's not that good. If B.J. Hill, you know what I'm saying? So
no, I understand. Like
next
Lorenzo
year
Carter
is
could
when
develop. You got to give him time.
But I get you. It's definitely. I like Gettleman. I'm always going to be a guy that defends Gettleman because I agree.
I do like Gettleman.
I agree with his philosophy. But by next year, if they are not a good team, if they're not at least in a 7 or 8 win team next year, they might clean house. Gettleman might be gone. Sherman might be gone. And Betcher
Here's the thing. We already kind of did that. These are all young guys. These are draft picks going to their second year right now because Gettleman took over last year. Daniel will come in. We'll see how that goes. But even if you got to remember, like I could tell you right now, and you're a football guy, you put this exact defense on paper. You give them to Bill Belichick or a coach of that quality. You know they're not playing as poorly as they played last week.
No,
I mean, what I mean?
Let's be fair.
At the guys that they got.
Let's be fair. Bill Belichick's the greatest coach who ever lived.
Obviously, yes.
But Bill Belichick, I mean, he turned Danny Woodhead into a superstar. He turned Wes Welker into a superstar. I mean, I mean, the thing that's so special about New England, more so than any other team, they get these players to sacrifice. They sacrifice their role, their stats for the betterment of the team. And most teams can't do that. Bill Belichick finds players that aren't necessarily the greatest players, but they're good at one specific thing. And he says, That's
and
what
he
you
maximizes
do.
that.
He maximizes it. He says that's what you do.
Yes, he does.
And he's always one step ahead. He's always one step ahead of everybody. He was really the first guy that used the platoon running back. He was the first guy that used the 2 tight ends as wide receivers.
And he's one of the first guys in recent memory who goes back to running the ball in the playoffs. You know, when they used the Sony Michel and they started pounding the rock, that's what they did. He's not afraid. He doesn't.
He goes against the grain.
Have an identity.
He goes against the grain, and you cannot prepare because one week the guy's going to be this guy, the next week it's going to be this. You can't game plan, and that's why I never draft. That's why I never draft Patriots in fantasy.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah,
all right, man. I appreciate the call. You do a great job, though, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber. I hope you call more often. That was a great call.
Sounds good.
Have a good one, man. Great caller. Great caller. Great caller. So if you want to call in, unknown caller. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, yo, yo.
What is this Gabe?
No, this is Andy Garcia.
Andy Garcia, the from The Godfather. How you doing?
Uh-huh.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man, bro? Man, I'm hyped for tomorrow, bro.
Oh, you
better
should
win
be.
this game.
It's Sunday, man. You got to be hyped for tomorrow, man. You only get 16 a year, so let's make the most of it and let's hope we get a win.
Yeah, I'd say the Giants win 24-21, to be honest.
You think we'll put up 24 points on Buffalo, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I think we could. But the only way we're going to put up that many points, we're going to have to get turnovers. We're going to have to get like 2 or 3 turnovers, get a shorter field position. And I think it's possible. I think there's a turnover-prone offense, and Giants got to step up on defense tomorrow. Hopefully they do.
Yep, I agree. I say I think we need to keep Eli under 30 throws and give like Saquon 20-plus carries if you really want to do well on offense.
32, 33 throws tops.
Yeah.
And at least 20 carries for Saquon. And, that has to be the number. If you see Eli make 20 throws in the first half, we're in trouble.
Yeah, we're
in trouble. And that's not a knock on Eli. That's just, especially with the makeup of this team going into this game, you have no wide receivers. You're going up against a great pass defense. It's just common sense. But the thing is, the Bills know what we're going to do. So that's why it's not going to be easy. They know that we're vulnerable and we need to use Barkley. So the Giants are going to have to get a little creative. They might have to, to spread Barkley out wide a little bit, try to get him involved in the pass game. They're going to have to find ways to get him the ball in open space. And maybe they do some trick plays. We saw Sherman do that last year. They had Beckham throw 2 touchdowns to Barkley. They have to find ways to get the ball in the end zone and create big plays on offense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cody Latimer is listed as questionable, so I don't know. Our wide receiving core right now is really bad, and our defense week 1 was abysmal. Like, I don't know.
Oh, as bad as it gets. As bad as it gets. Our defense, 5 straight touchdowns. You don't get much worse than that, man. You don't get much worse than that.
Yeah.
But hopefully we step up tomorrow. Glass half full approach. This offense isn't near what Dallas is, and but the defense is. They got a good defense, but their offense, they're not near what Dallas is. So I think we have an opportunity not to get embarrassed on the defensive side, and stick to the game plan. Stick to the game plan, and we got a shot. We saw it last year. When Barkley can run effectively, you could beat anybody. We beat the Chicago Bears. Yep. They're one of the best teams in football last year. We should have beat the Eagles. We should have beat the Colts. Give the ball to Barkley, and we can win. So hopefully they do that, and hopefully he's able to establish the ground game early, and the Giants get in a flow, and we win this football game.
Yeah, man, I just really want to win this game really bad. It's our first game at home. I do not want to start the season off 0-2.
We can't start the season off 0-2. We can't start the season off 0-2.
Yeah, if we start off 0-2, our season's officially over.
Well, I'm never going to be that guy, but realistically, yeah. Am I still going to hope that something could happen? Yeah, but if we're 0-2, we're in big trouble, and that's when everybody's going to jump on Eli's back. They're all going to be calling for Trino. Yeah, and then the fan base is going to be fighting, and it's going to be disgusting. I don't want to see that. I want to see him win tomorrow. Go out there, get a win. Let's go into Tampa with some hope, and hopefully they could do that.
Yeah, man, I love your streams, bro. I love your chat, bro. Shout out to Slurpee. I'm going to go get some sleep, catch this game tomorrow. I love your stream, yeah.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber, buddy.
Yep.
All right, Andy.
Take care.
I'll see you tomorrow, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.
I didn't mean to hang up on him there. Shinor, go ahead. Make it quick. Make it quick. Eli has 2 passing touchdowns. Saquon 1 rushing touchdown. If they get 3 touchdowns, Ashtar, I think we win the game. I think we win the game. I didn't want to start with a loss to Dallas, but I hope we could get a win and keep it going. Yeah, I mean, we have to get a win. We have to get a win. Saquon will get his first 4 touchdown game tomorrow. I don't know about that, Nash. 4 touchdowns against this defense? I don't know about that. Waiting on Sanor. We'll close it out with Sanor. I appreciate that. By the way, hot take. I always like to shout him out. He's got a great channel. Go on over there and subscribe to Hot Take Hockey. Chris, props to what you do. That's stressful. No, I enjoy doing this. I love talking. Some people ask me, like, how do you talk? I love talking about the Giants or sports in general. I do the Knicks, calling shows, whatever. I love talking about it. You said no guarantees, but I guarantee. Jeremy, 21-17 Giants. That's what I said in my preview video. I'm sticking with it. I think Sonor lost my number. Waiting on Sonor. Brooklyn Hit Squad, how many yards do you think Saquon getting, in your honest opinion? I think he's going to get a lot because I think they're going to make it a focal point to give him the ball. I'm going to go 110 on the ground. I don't think this is Sonor. Sonor says he can't. All right, no worries, Sonor. What's going on? You're on live. Who's this?
Yeah, it's Delano. I'm calling one more time. Hey, you know what? I forgot to make a point. You remember the meme that they show where Wolverine's on the bed and he's cradling a picture of Jean Grey, that meme that goes crazy. That's how I feel about Alonzo Russell right now. I think I was already heartbroken when we got rid of him when I found out that they waived him. But it's like, man, these first game of that season, I seen where we could have used him, and right now with shortage of a wideout that we got in our receiver core, we definitely could use him right now. I'm hurting about that one.
I didn't understand why they didn't bring him back. I mean, I get T.J. Jones, whatever, but I'm surprised they didn't bring him back. He made the 53-man roster originally. I don't know why they didn't bring him back with all these guys banged up. I would have liked to have seen it. He played great in the preseason games. He played great.
Yeah, and that's what I was leaning at. Like, okay, if you were cutting him because maybe he didn't perform, or maybe he just didn't stand out, then I get it. But the man stood head and shoulders above everybody else for the preseason on our squad, where he was making plays, and the most you could say is, he dropped a couple of passes that were, basically touchdowns. That they could have been potential touchdowns. But I'm not putting that all the way on him because some of the throws were bad.
Right.
But he clearly was the talk of preseason when it came up to the Giants. And I'm heartbroken behind them waving him after, initially saying that he's part of the Giants.
I would have loved to see him get the call back because he worked really hard. He was on the practice squad last year. And he earned the spot, So I'm with you, man. I would have really liked to seen him. I understood why they let him go the first time, whatever. But once an opportunity presented itself, I would have liked to have seen him get an opportunity. And hopefully he does. Hopefully he gets an opportunity somewhere because he's earned it.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way to bring him back this season under the circumstances, right?
I don't know. I guess they could. But I don't see it at this point. I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, but I just wanted to call real quick because that was the point I wanted to make last call. But of course,
Yeah,
so much.
I always like talking to you, Delano. You know that, man. But have a great rest of the night at work, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, salute to everybody in the chat one more time.
All right, buddy. All right, I'm getting another call. Now all the calls are coming in. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. Shit, I didn't think you guys would actually answer.
I answered.
Perfect. I have a quick question, boss. I was actually talking about this with my father earlier today. I really think that O'Shea on one side and Lorenzo Carter on the other side, over time, obviously, like that could be a really steady, pass effect. Against everything else, which is, I mean, I get that they're young players and whatnot, but I think they really should at least give them a shot. I think they're doing that tomorrow, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did they announce that Jimenez is going to start over Marcus Golden?
Well, I think, I mean, I don't think they did, to be honest with you, but I just, with how Jimenez played compared to Marcus Golden, at least in my opinion, last week, I don't see why they should have given a shot. You know, he is young talent, and Marcus Golden well proven. You know, I think they should at least see what we have in the work that we drafted.
We'll see. I honestly have, I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody played good last week. Maybe they shake it up. The one guy, Hamilton, better not see the field.
Oh, no, without a doubt,
Yeah, he better not see the field. I think they'll probably still go with Golden tomorrow, but maybe they go with Jimenez. I'm excited about Jimenez. I think Jimenez got potential. But I think they'll stick with Golden at least for a couple more weeks. But just because he's experienced, and they already have too many young guys out there as is. But maybe not. Maybe they go with Jimenez. I definitely want to see Jimenez get in there, especially in like passing situations. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely your future if they pan out. Will be both those guys on the edge, Jimenez and and Carter for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting to be very honest with you. Like, I'm gonna make it clear. You know, I'm not expecting like Antonio Hamilton to not start tomorrow. I have a feeling. I really hope Valentin can get a start because I feel like he outplayed Antonio Hamilton in certain
I don't
cases.
understand why Hamilton was in there to begin with.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I never understood it. The guy had no. We never heard his name as a guy that you know that's going to have any say in terms of being out there on the field for the defense. I was shocked. I thought it would be Valentine. I thought it would be Baker, and they'd alternate maybe. And I don't know why he was out there. He was freaking horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to see the improvements that they're making because I know that he said that they're going to make some changes on the defensive side, but I think by this year, if things, obviously keep going the way that they're going, we have to at one point at least look at the defensive scheme and say, do we have the right coach there? At least in my opinion. But I would give it a year or two, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we got to. I'm just trying to keep Giants fans patient. I think we got to give it one more year before we say off with the head. But
yeah, absolutely.
But last week was a horrible performance, so I completely get everybody's frustration. It was really bad.
Yeah, definitely. But listen, man, I appreciate you taking my call. Really, it's Brooklyn Hit Squad. I commented earlier, but I appreciate
I saw you in there. I saw you in there. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for calling in. Thank you for being a great subscriber and being a great Giants fan.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day.
You too, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
All right. I think this guy's been trying to... Well, what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hi, Chris. This is Anthony.
Anthony, what's going on, buddy? How you been?
Fine. I have a question, actually. Do you watch... Are you a college football fan, or are you more of a pro football?
Pro.
But I'm kind of scared because I've been hearing people, like actual scouts from a former Giant scout that retired a few years ago and used to be a recruit for college football, saying that when he looks at Tua, he feels that he's a one read type of person, one read type of quarterback where he stays on one receiver and stuff like that. And as a Dolphins fan, if we're gonna draft a regular quarterback, do you think that's not a smart idea to draft a one read quarterback like Tua?
You're a Dolphins fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I personally don't know why you would draft a quarterback. You traded to get Josh Rosen. So, I mean...
No, that's what I'm saying. What I want to do is draft... do you think... and I was reading this article talking about Andrew Thomas, the guy from the offensive tackle, saying he's like... Apparently, he's a second coming of like Orlando Pace or Jonathan Ogden, which... Why
right.
do you...
Well, they were top 2-3 picks, both those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's putting a lot of pressure. That's what I want to do. Instead of wasting a draft pick on a quarterback, that we don't need when we have Josh Rosen. I understand he threw a pick last week against
this
the
year,
Ravens.
This year, as far as Josh Rosen goes, you can't blame him for anything that he does. You guys completely abandoned everything on that team. You got rid of his best offensive lineman. You got rid of Kenny Stills. I mean, you gave him nothing to support him. So
honestly, and I understand, as a Dolphins fan, I understand where Chris Greer and Brian Flores are coming from. They don't want to pay offensive linemen $20 million a year. They don't want to spend that much money on one player. And an offensive lineman is not worth $20 million, in my opinion. I understand what other I like what the do you think that's what the Cowboys are going to have a problem in the future. They're going to have to pay Dak, and then they're going to have to pay their offensive linemen. Who do you think they're going to pay first, the O-line or Dak?
They're going to pay Dak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But at the end of the day,
Dak,
I don't know if Rosen's going to be that guy, but I think you got to give him that opportunity. You guys traded assets away. It wouldn't make sense to me for you guys not to give him the opportunity. I don't know though. The Dolphins are doing a lot of things. I don't understand what they're doing. I mean,
and do you think the Giants? Do you think the Giants would trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick?
Yes, for the right price.
What would you give up?
I made a video on this today. I don't know if you saw it. I said I would have given up, or 2 days ago. I said I would have given up 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Not a first?
No, because the reason, if I'm another team, maybe, but not the Giants, because the Giants have the chance to pick even maybe first overall. I mean, I'm not thinking they will, but the Giants could be a really bad team this year, so you're risking giving up a top 4, 5, 6 pick. So no, I wouldn't give up.
Do you think the pick that the Texans gave us next year? Do you think realistically, what do you think the Texans are going to do? Do you think they're a playoff team, or do you think they're going to be a?
Yes. I know.
So
I know as a Dolphins fan, you're hoping not, but yeah, I think they're a playoff team.
Do you think they're a wild card team, or like an actual playoff team where they don't have to go through the wild card?
I don't think they're going to get a bye.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you don't think they're a bye? Quality team,
I think that
they.
I think that they could definitely win that division. I think they're the favorite. Them and the Titans. One of those two are going to win that division.
And honestly, I kind of feel bad for the Colts with Andrew Luck. Is he retiring? Did he retire before the season, or did he announce he's retiring after the season finishes?
He announced he was retiring. No, he's not playing. He's done.
Do you actually trust? When you look at Jacoby, do you see a franchise quarterback or not?
No, he's a Band-Aid. He's a Band-Aid.
Yeah,
he's not a guy that's going to be the guy there for 10 years. No way.
Yeah, I think what they're doing, they're either going to draft Herb with Frank Reich's offense. I think quarterbacks like Herbert and Lawrence are going to be the two best fits for them. That's what people want the Dolphins to do. Draft O-line and defense this draft, then wait for Trevor in 2021. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do with Josh Rosen. Give him 2 seasons before we give up on him.
I agree. And I would. You got to give him another year next year, in my opinion. But maybe they won't. I mean, the Cardinals didn't. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
that's what I hated about the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They gave up right away. It was their fault that they didn't draft an O-line.
They had no pieces. They had no pieces for him. But
do you think the guy who drafted Kirby or whatever his name is the coach for the Cardinals? I forgot his name now.
I know you, the college guy, the guy with the what the hell's his name?
He
I know who he is. Yeah, Texas Tech coach. The hell's his name? But I know what you're talking about. He's got the system over there for Murray. What's it? Somebody will say it in the chat. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's what other Dolphin fans are saying. They want to try to hire a guy like Lincoln Riley instead of having a defensive coach. Like, that's where, honestly, I think that's where the NFL is going to be going in the future. If you agree with this, that it's going to be more offensive-minded coaches than actual, like, defensive-minded coaches.
Well, that's what
and
it
stuff
seems
like
like.
that.
Lincoln Riley's the name you keep hearing. Yeah, it might.
Do
Yeah.
you think, when you look at Lincoln, do you think he's a pro? He's
Cliff Kingsbury. That's the name. Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, Kingsbury's not gonna last.
I don't know.
honestly.
I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know. He wasn't a great college coach, but usually college systems don't, like, you look at Chip Kelly. He didn't last. So we'll see how it all plays out. But I can't say. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. Like with Cliff Kingsbury, they give him a benefit of the doubt because he developed Patrick Mahomes before he. That's why they think he can be a successful quarterback coach in the NFL, but not a head coach. To be honest, he could be a quarterback's coach or an OC in the NFL, but not a head coach.
Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if he could be a head coach real soon. But Anthony, man, I gotta go because it's late, and I got one more guy calling in. But I want to say, man, I always enjoy talking to you. I'm happy you called in. Thank you.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, man, but I'm glad you called back in, man, because I know that you dealt with that nonsense that other time. So I'm glad you called back in, and I look forward to talking to you in the future, buddy.
Yeah. Are you gonna do another live stream with Bad Dog?
Yeah, that'll be on my channel tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
I'll see you tomorrow, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Thank you for the call. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Chris, thanks for taking my call, man.
You got it, man. Who's this?
Jared up here in Vermont, man.
Who is it?
This is Jared in Vermont, man.
Jared in Vermont. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm up in the heart of the Patriots country up here, but I bleed blue, bro.
I'm glad you do, man, and hopefully we cheer. We're happy tomorrow. Hopefully we get a win.
That's right, dude. So here's the deal, man. I'm starting to wonder about Betch.
Everybody is. You're not alone on that.
Yeah. So I got a list of the D coordinators here. So let me go. We got Chuck Pagano, Todd Bowles, Greg Williams, Romeo Cornell, Wade Phillips, Gus Bradley, Jim Schwartz, Steve Wilkes, all former head coaches, right?
Right.
So, what I've been hearing is like the Betch is an upcoming guy, but it's like, man, you know what I mean?
Hey, man, listen, I get the frustration. When you see your defense play the way they did week 1 and the way they played last year, I get it. I completely get it. But I'm going to defend Betcher. Right? I'm not saying I'm convinced he's the guy, but I'm going to tell you why I want to give him a little more time. 2015, he came with the Cardinals. They might have been the best defense in football. 2016, they were very good again. He's had success with this system in the past. He needs the players. And right now, in my opinion, the Giants don't have the players. They're young, and they got rid of the guys they didn't think fit the system. I keep saying this, by the end of next year, we're going to know if Betcher's the guy or not. And if he's not, you get rid of him. And I think he makes it through this year almost no matter what. Next year, he might not make it through the season.
Yeah, I mean,
but we got to see we got to see improvement second half of the year at the very least.
No, you're right, and I kind of feel like it's kind of what we were worried about, where it's kind of the same deal as last year, where it's like every offseason we convince ourselves we're going to go to the playoffs, and all of a sudden we wake up and the roses don't smell really well.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we get towards the end of the year like last year, and it's looking up again,
That's what I don't like either. It's like a roller coaster because we always fool ourselves. And last year we start 1-7, we finish 4-4. We should have won 7 of our last 8 games, and we come at the end. We say, well, we're going to build off that, and then we start the year, and then we suck again. So,
but it's like
it's like a never-ending cycle. It's a never-ending cycle, and it's been that way for a long time with the Giants. Even before 2015, they were an up-and-down team. They'd give you one incredible half and then one really bad half, whether it be the first half or second half.
Even with the Super Bowl runs, man, it was like we weren't very good, but then all of a sudden we started doing the things we thought we could do, and we got hot, and then we did it.
From 2005 to 2011, we were at least a 500 team or better for the most part every year. So we were pretty consistent. 2008 was our best team, the year where Burr shot himself. That was our best team. We were, I think, 12-1 or something.
Shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, shot ourselves in the foot. That was our best team. That was by far the best team I've ever seen the Giants have. That team was phenomenal. But since then, we've not been a good football team. We just haven't.
Yep. I mean, the mistakes that letting Reese in there way too long, and now we're picking up the pieces. It's amazing the defense he put together in 2015, because our offense was terrible, and that defense was just like, I remember thinking like in that after the Packers beat us, thinking like, wow, I really would like to see the Giants defense versus that Atlanta offense. Like that'd be a great matchup.
That Giants defense, that last 8-9 games that year was the best defense in football. And,
I mean, one of the best defenses we ever had.
It was a great defense. It was a great defense. But unfortunately, it was 1 year, which is why you can't build your team through free agency, because that's what happens.
Right.
You get these veterans that give you 1 or 2 great years, and then they fall apart. Mm-hmm. And that's why I like what they're doing. They're building through the draft, but it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight.
That's why all those guys are gone, and that's why, it'd be surprising if Jenkins plays his contract out, really.
Oh, I don't mean to interrupt you. Don, I'm not ghosting Sinor. I saw him calling the last time, but I was already on the phone with him when Sinor's call came in. And before, when he said he called in, I didn't see his call come in. I want Sinor to call in. But I didn't mean to interrupt you
there. No, that's fine.
But, no, man, I agree with everything you say, man. They've been inconsistent forever. Since 2011, they have not been consistent at all. They've been a bad football team. And a lot of that goes to Jerry Reese. He's drafted horribly his whole tenure here, outside of the first, second year.
Just looking at first-round picks.
well, I actually say the opposite.
1.5 guys, if you consider Ingram a hit, hopefully.
I say the opposite. I say look at his third-round picks and beyond, because he did it on a couple of first-round picks. Jason Pierre-Paul, Odell Beckham, Landon Collins was like the first pick in the second round. So he hit on some picks early on. But look at third round and on. Almost all those players are out of the NFL. I mean, he hit on nobody outside of the first 2 rounds. So he was horrible at drafting, and he didn't pay attention. He didn't focus on the offensive line. He didn't focus on the linebacker position. He did a horrible job. Yep. He did a horrible job.
Yep.
And it takes time. It takes time to fix those mistakes. And we're in the process.
We're basically an expansion team right now.
It's going to take at least another year of a good draft and bringing in established guys with that cap space, and hopefully I never want to be negative. Maybe things click this year, but
they're gonna have to show us something. I mean, maybe they can show us something tomorrow, where we're like, hey, we're all right here.
Listen, football's a funny game. You win one game, you start to get momentum. You saw it last year, second half. We got momentum that second half. You win one game. Maybe you start doing something.
It's got to happen right now, though. And I was encouraged by the offense. Absolutely. They didn't get much opportunity, but that Dallas defense is damn good. And Saquon is it looks like one of the best running backs ever. So
Saquon's incredibly talented. He's the most talented running back I've ever seen. And that's the truth. Now it's only been 1 year, but he's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ungodly.
Yeah.
And you see he hooked up that kid that got snubbed.
Oh yeah. I made a video on that today. That's a great story. That's a great story. But
okay.
I'm gonna let you go just because it's getting late and
I feel that.
But I want to say thank you. Thank you for calling in and thank you for being a great subscriber.
All right, man.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. Sonor, come on. Let's go. Anthony John, Singletary, I didn't get to watch that game, Anthony. How did Singletary only have 4 carries? And there he is, Mr. Sinor. What is going on, buddy?
Oh, well, it took only like 17 tries, you schmuck.
What's going on, my man?
What's okay? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding about it, all the trends stuff like that. But let's get down to business. I'm at like 7%. Let me get through this game real quickly. Okay, the Bills are gonna win. They have a better defense. my opinion, they have a top 5 defense. They're trailing behind the Chargers, the Dallas Cowboys, the Rams. No. Dallas is at second. The Rams are at third. And I think first the Saints have the best defense. They have a lockdown defense. But that's one of the key things that I think the Giants have to really watch out for is the defense. The defense is like they have Ed Oliver now at defense.
I love Ed Oliver. I love Ed Oliver.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard matchup against who is he going? Is he going up against Hernandez?
Zeitler.
Or who's he going up?
Zeitler.
Zeitler. Ooh, that's an underrated matchup right there. Forget about Eli and Allen or whatever. Zeitler and Ed Oliver. One of the best. He's a guard, right? That was a guard, right?
Yeah, Zeitler's a guard. Yeah.
One of the best. Well, Oliver's like sort of the best. He's an okay defensive tackle. But what's it called? I think the defense against offense can be really because you have Eli Manning and Saquon. Well, actually no, mostly Saquon. Saquon's like either like him against the Bills defense is gonna be real interesting. Bills are like a top notch defense, and I think if Saquon can like do really good in this game, I think he might be the best. I think he might win over Zeke because now he can play in every single he can play against every single type of defense, and he's able to dominate. So I think this game might determine because I think people are sleeping on the Bills defense. I think the Bills defense is actually really good, and I think people are really sleeping on them. And if Saquon can really do something like 2 touchdowns or something like that, I think it's kind of saying that I think I can play in AFC type defenses and NFC type defenses and all different types of defenses. But anyways,
well, I'm not worried about in terms of Saquon. He could run on anybody, but
yeah,
the Bills defense. I've been saying it this whole week. They have a great defense.
Yeah,
that concerns me.
People sleep on them.
They have a great defense.
The thing is that I think the Giants community is kind of getting a little too cocky because a lot of people are saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna win," because I think they're kind of I think in their head they kind of like the Bills as like a really bad team. But I feel like people have been sleeping on the Bills for a while. Not a while, probably last year.
Bills made the playoffs. People forget the Bills made the playoffs 2 years ago.
2017.
They made the playoffs 2 years ago.
They knocked us out of the contention. That's why I hate them so much because in 2017 we went 9-7 and they knocked us out of contention because I think they beat Miami and the Ravens lost to the Bengals. But yeah, they're actually a pretty good team. I think they're probably gonna be a wild card team because obviously the Patriots in their division. But I think the Giants to me have been definitely sleeping on the Bills because they're just known as that team that's really just really bad. Because I think in 2015 they had a really bad season. 2015, 2016, 2017 it was sort of a bad season. They still made the playoffs, but they had Nathan Peterman and stuff like that.
No, Tyrod Taylor was the quarterback.
No, but against us.
Maybe against you. Maybe against you guys.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he threw the 5 picks in the first half.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I think people kind of still look at the Bills as like a locale. So
it's not gonna be an easy game tomorrow. I've been saying that. I think we can win, because they're quarterback, and I'm not knocking Josh Allen. I think he's got a lot of talent, but he's still young. He's still prone to turnovers, and if the Giants win the turnover battle, which I think is very possible, I think they can win this football game.
Now, speaking about you go.
No, that's it. That's the Giants have to win the turnover battle.
Now, speaking about the defense on your side, I think there's 2 combinations you can really use. Playing, you're switching to a 3-4, but you guys are switching to 3-4 on defense, or is it a 4-3 or what formation you guys switching to?
We're a 3-4.
All right. So if you're able to send, straight off the game, you have to establish a pass rush. They have a weak offensive line, and if you're able to keep, Allen is he's a running quarterback. He's able to get yards, but if you're able to kind of outside contain the outside of the pocket, and then kind of add like a linebacker playing sort of like a zone outside, I think it forces him to throw because now he can't go outside, he can't go through the middle. He's gonna have to air it out, and he has a big arm. He can throw it downfield. He's inaccurate. So if you're able to put 2 players on John Brown or kind of a safety, kind of cheating over to John Brown's side, I think you can definitely get a pick off of that, like a deflection, something like that. But it's really, I think this game's up to Allen and his arm. It's not up to Allen and his feet. It's up to his arm because I think it's something that I think a lot of teams are now starting to figure out that these types of quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, they're gonna have to start depending on their arm, because if you're able
they'll
to
get
stay in the
killed.
pocket, it already showed in the playoffs against Lamar Jackson against us. He got destroyed. He got like 3 fumbles or whatever, the pick and stuff like that. Because you see, running quarterbacks, they don't exist in the league anymore. Because the defenses that they're coming up with, the Chargers defense, the Rams defense, the Ravens defense, like a lot of defenses out here, they were starting to adapt to like the new quarterbacks, the Patrick Mahomes and stuff like that. I actually thought that a lot of people are saying say, oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes is so perfect. But I think the Jaguars defense is like kind of like a new type of defense. They're barely, it's week 1, they're barely starting off. But like the defense are starting to get used to all these players. I mean, players like Patrick Mahomes, all these quarterbacks. I think it's a perfect time to become a pocket passer, because I think they're kind of like defense has already switched up on running quarterbacks. You already have Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, all these players.
I don't like running quarterback per se, like a Lamar Jackson is my franchise quarterback, but I do like a quarterback who can move, like a Russell Wilson or like a Aaron Rodgers, guys that can use their legs to extend plays and run when necessary. But I don't like quarterbacks who are guys like a Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen at this point. But Josh Allen could definitely develop into a more traditional pocket passer. He definitely could.
The thing with pocket passers is like something that I think Stephen A. Smith said before that I kind of agree on with him, is that there's going to be defenses in the playoffs and other times that are going to be able to, they're going to be able to figure out who you are, and they're going to be able to contain you, and that's the thing. Now I think it's mandatory to have a big arm in the NFL, because I mean, if you're able to attack in the air and you're able to sort of run and stuff like that, same plays like you said about Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, you're a franchise quarterback. Like if you're able to like air it down the field and like run with it, like extend plays and everything, get out of pressure, pull off the Eli Manning in the 2007 Super Bowl, you're all Gucci. You're all Gucci. Okay. I mean, it's NFL is changing. It's always changing, but I think the end, like the Michael Vick and all these other quarterbacks and Lamar Jacksons, I think that era is kind of ending, and I think people like Dak are gonna start, like Dak Prescott. We already saw him in the Giants game. He started throwing it more than he's trying to like run it and everything. I think quarterbacks are starting to like. I think Lamar Jackson's gonna stop being a running quarterback. I think he's gonna kind of like. He's gonna just learn. He was a rookie last year. He didn't know what to do. He got thrown in the fire. Joe Flacco got benched and everything. So you can't blame him for that. But I think. Yeah, I think it's the end of the era for running quarterbacks, honestly. Josh Allen, like, if he just starts running it, like, I mean, you could say that if Josh Allen starts running it tomorrow, he could actually kind of, like, beat the Giants defense, because, you think Hamilton's going to bring down Josh Allen?
Hamilton's not going to be playing. But I am worried about his running ability. I really am. I really am, because the Giants have always struggled with that type of quarterback in the past. But, I got to let you go. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But no, it's okay, man. I want to say thank you for the call.
Yeah, I'll call in next call.
Thank you for being a great subscriber, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
All right, keep it up, man.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. And I'm getting a call. This might be Cop Pizzle. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, how's it going? This is Eddie.
Eddie, what's going on, man? We're gonna make these quick because it's late. But what's up, buddy? Asshole. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, I just want to say Josh Allen's the GOAT. He's better than Tom Brady. Best quarterback in the NFL. He's going to show the Giants tomorrow. And that's that.
We'll see, man. I got to disagree with everything you just said there. But, guys, yeah, of course we had to end it with something stupid like that. But it's 1:33, guys. I am going to go. It's late. I've been on way too long. Thank you guys for being a part of the stream. Thank you guys for being here the entire time. Slurper, you get that when you do call-in shows, unfortunately. But you guys are phenomenal subscribers. I might take this just because it might be Cop Pizzle. Is this Cop Pizzle? No. All right, that's it, guys. Have a good night, guys. I'm going to stop the Skype. All right, I just canceled the Skype. Have a good night, guys. Thank you guys for being a part of the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Slurpee, Cushmaster, Hot Take Hockey, Kristen Orr, Delano, Jonathan, Andy Garcia. Have a great night. I canceled the Skype. Nobody's calling in. Have a great night, guys. Have a great night. Have a great night. Have a great night. Thank you guys for being a part of the stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow.